Our line judge is Kevin Quackenbush. The back judge, Mark Skosipic. Tark Ewer, he's our field judge, and Jeff Vance, he's the side judge.
Who are we? Who are we? Go! 1, 2, 3. Let's go! Let's go, Lee! Let's go!
OJ football fans.
Hey, boys!
Let's play some football!
A very pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you to Jim Wall Stadium on the campus of Basha High for a 6-8 tilt between the Basha Bears and the Brophy Broncos. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. And Cody, we are moments away from kickoff. We'll get to all of our pregame conversation in the middle of the game. But we've got a dandy in store for our fans on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network, presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance.
6A showdown between two 4-1 teams. It is an absolute party atmosphere here in the home stands. Kevin, I am stoked for this one. Loaded talent on both teams. Let's get this party started.
The defending Open State champions, the Basha Bears, have elected to receive. They've got the football, and on the return for the Basha Bears. Ball's loose. And it looks as though that Basha will have recovered the opening kickoff fumble, recovering the fumble for the Basha Bears. On the opening kickoff is their punter, Nicholas Feisler, 5'9", 155, right place, right time to begin this football game. Cody Cameron.
Yes, sir, and to start off the game, we get to see one of the best football players not only in the state of Arizona, Kevin, but in the entire country. In class of 2024, dual-threat quarterback DeMond Williams, the University of Arizona commit. This kid is special, Kevin.
And he'll begin this game in an empty set. 5 wide receivers here for the Basha Bears from the 30-yard line. He's back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off. Rolls to the right. Tuck and keep and take it to the 38-yard line, and the Brophy Broncos read and reacted, did a nice job to slow down DeMond Williams. He allowed 6 yards, but that's slowing him down.
One of the fastest players in the state of Arizona. You have him at quarterback. Like I said, he's dual threat, extremely elusive. But what makes him special, he's always not looking to run. He just extends plays with his legs, lets his receivers get open downfield, and he'll make the throw. He'll do that many times here tonight.
He's got some talent to work with on the outside. He's got Javery Mayberry. He's the tight end. You also have Gio Richardson and Duron Dodd. First carry of the game goes to Chisley, and Chisley breaks into the secondary. He's got first down yardage for the Basha Bears. Up there to make the tackle for Brophy was Alex Salom.
And Chisley, the 5'7", 175-pound senior tailback, he's going to get a little run tonight. There are some injuries in the backfield for Basha. Expect Chisley to be RB1 here tonight versus the Broncos.
Noah Roberts is out tonight. The 6-foot freshman has a high ankle sprain. They hope to have him back in the lineup next week. Basha begins this football game with the football of the night. Opening quarter here from Jim Wall Stadium. From the 44-yard line. Empty set again for DeMond Williams Jr. In motion to the near side for Basha was Dashiell Blake. Looking to throw. DeMond Williams steps through the pocket. And he's going to escape the pressure. Picks up a block. Winds up. Fires the deep ball. And the ball is caught at the 30-yard line. Now they're going to say incomplete. Intended target was Duron Dodd. And you see that escapability that DeMond Williams Jr. plays with right there. Bought himself some time and had a chance to complete a play down the field.
Yeah, 3 pass plays already for Bash, and all 3 times Brophy's had some serious pressure. The front four is getting after it. That was Devin Kennedy, the senior 6'3", 245-pound Iowa commit that was wrapping up DeMond, but it shows you the strength of DeMond Williams too. We talk about the arm strength, the talent with his legs. This kid works his tail off in the weight room here, Kevin. He may look short, up here or down the sideline, not the biggest quarterback in the world. He is extremely strong, big-time off-season lifter, tough to bring him down.
And he's one of those quarterbacks that will not let height get in the way of his own vision. He's already committed to play for the University of Arizona. He'll be a Wildcat. He had a chance to play for Ole Miss. He declined that opportunity, accepted the scouting for the U of A, playing for Jed Finch just up the highway here. And I tell you what, he couldn't have picked a better place to play college football than U of A.
Yeah, I've done a lot of recruiting shows on ESPN Tucson Radio and some other TV networks, and they've said, hey, why make the switch? We have an Arizona player who has family ties down in Tucson, and he can make not only a name for himself, he can make the recruiting class. You know,
Really
and I
can.
think that's pretty special. And said, yeah, he had the SEC, he had all the SEC offers, could have gone to any Power 5 conference. For him to want to go to the University of Arizona shows the trust into Jed Fish, not only what he's doing product right now, but in the future with that staff. And Damon Williams is a football player who can recruit not only as that current recruiting class, but many classes after that. Me and you have had many conversations about that.
Yes.
To have a player like that come in to your program in state, that is massive for the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Let's call it what it is. It's a generational get,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Let's call it that and respect that and appreciate that. Out of the timeout, it'll be Damon Williams Jr. working from the 44-yard line of Basha. Brick by brick. That's how they do it here. That's how Chris McDowell has built this program. Gio running a pattern on the side. And here comes Chisley making the reception in stride on a crossing route. Turns it upfield at midfield and takes the ball into Bronco territory where he's knocked out of bounds around the 38-yard line. Corey Chisley with speed to the edge.
And this is how Basha utilizes their running backs. They are multi-purpose running backs. They like them leaking out of the backfield. They line them up in flex there, in trip side and inside slot. They go mesh cross consistently, confusing the inside linebackers on any defense, and they pick up multiple yardage on gains running that play.
No doubt about it. Unfortunately for this one, there's a penalty marker on the 47-yard line, and it looks as though that's going to go against Basha. That would eradicate a 16-yard pass play. Joe Seawald, our white hat official, indicates the infraction against the Bears. A couple other notes about the front four for the Brophy Broncos. You mentioned Devin Kennedy, his dad, also a tremendous player in his own right out of Penn State University, a Nittany Lion. Then there's a lot of those who's who's. Larry Fitzgerald's son also plays here for the Brophy Prep College Broncos. When you think about Devin Fitzgerald, they got a lot of those guys here.
Yeah, and both these teams in their 24 class, 25 class, double-digit D1 football players, players who have Division I offers currently. Star-studded matchup here under the lights on Thursday.
Jake Hildebrand starts at right tackle, 6'6", 285. He's a freshman for Chris McDonald. Snap is back. They put the ball to the chest of Chisley. He's got running room to the boundary, and he picks up about 9 yards. And we'll wait for the spot. In fact, give him 10. Why not? Great run there by Chisley. He's shown a lot of speed, and that speed is getting some production for this Basha offense here early on.
Yeah, left side open up big time, and that's the big junior, 6'5", 325-pound interior guard, Sam Garcia. Basha has one of the best offensive line coaches in the entire state in Coach Kelly. Tim Kelly, coached 20-plus years in the state of Arizona, longtime coach at Corona del Sol. He does things the right way. He is the builder of men in the offensive trenches.
Gotta love it. Scoreless ball game, inside 10 to play here from Basha High School in Chandler, Arizona. Marquee matchup on Thursday Night Football right here on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. Two wide receivers to the right, two to the left for Damon Williams Jr. Leaving the backfield is LeJohn Hardwick. Williams scrambles on the far side, being chased by Estep, throws on the run, and the ball's caught on the far side, just outside the numbers. Making the reception for the Basha Bears was Gio Richardson, and that was another impressive play for Damon Williams Jr. as he escaped the pocket and made a play.
Yeah, spin moves out of the defensive end's range. Billy Estep's a player we're going to talk about a million times tonight because just the effort, extremely talented, missed his entire junior year last year due to injury, but he's a Yale commit in the defensive backfield. They utilize him at safety. He plays boundary corner. They bring him off the edge on some cloud blitzes. Phenomenal talent in the Brophy secondary.
And he's got that body that all scouts covet, 6'1", 200-pounder, and he is a true cover corner. All right, from the 44-yard line of Brophy, back to work is Damon Williams Jr. His pass to Richardson at the line of scrimmage, and perhaps a line back. That was Billy Estep, and he stepped into that passing lane and absolutely lit up Gio Richardson for a loss of 3. How about a TFL for Billy Eastep?
That's right on cue, and I think it was miscommunication with the stock block. Stock block receiver went right past Billy. Billy reading his steps, flat foot read, T-steps and drives, and pummels the Basha receiver for a tackle for loss.
Loss of 3. Bell is now spotted on the 46-yard line of the Brophy Broncos. 3rd down and 12. Possession play here for Williams Jr. 4-wide receiver package. Chisley back in the game. He's flanked to the left of Williams Jr. The action man. Here comes Gio to the near side. Back to throw. Stepping up in the pocket is Richardson. Throws over the middle, and the ball's picked off by Billy Eastep at the 35-yard line. Speed to the edge, midfield, 45, and he runs out of bounds in front of the Brophy bench with a takeaway on the pick. The interception for Billy Eastep.
The senior captain fired up, back-to-back plays, undercuts a cross route. Damon Williams surveying his options, tries to go middle late. The senior Yale commit in the secondary for Brophy jumps, undercuts the route perfect, and turns it into Basha territory. The broadcasters jinx there, Kevin, but it works out in a positive way for the Brophy secondary.
Damon Williams Jr. only his 2nd interception of the season, and for Damon Williams Jr., his numbers are just eye-popping. Before that pass, he was 85% completion percentage, 77 for 90. Those 13 incomplete passes is amazing in its own right. He has 17 touchdown passes, 17 TD passes to just 13 incompletions. You never see that stat anywhere. This is going to be the quarterback, McGinnis, on the keep. And McGinnis down the far sideline. He's got big-time yardage.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete here, Kevin. 6'3", 195-pound senior quarterback. He's a lacrosse commit at Hofstra, showing the read option, reading the end man of the line of scrimmage, tucking away and showing the speed, picking up 20-plus.
McGinnis, the 3rd leading rusher on this Brophy offense, 42 totes for 222 yards before that last dash right there. Unofficially a gain of 30 for Charlie McGinnis. 1st and 10 Broncos from the Basha 22-yard line. Handoff running to the near side. That is Harrison Chambers. And for, let's double check that. For the Brophy Broncos, making his 3rd start in his career, Harrison Chambers, 5'6", 165. He is an absolute load.
Well, he's one of the players. I talked to Coach Jewell yesterday when I was watching game tape. I said, hey, this kid looks phenomenal. He said, Cody, he's getting better every single week. He is the workhorse of our offense.
McGinnis from the gun. Here comes some pressure. Stepping through the pressure and trying to dump it off on a crossing route was McGinnis. Intended target for the Broncos was Dalen Sharper. And that name Sharper should ring a bell as Pops played in the league for many years. Darren Sharper definitely played for the Green Bay Packers, and he was one of those thumpers back there.
Yeah, and here's one of the keys of the game, big time for Brophy. Up front, you got to be able to pass protect. Basha's going to load the box. You know, they've watched the sophomore on tape just like we have, Kevin. Guy has been phenomenal. Chambers been phenomenal the last 2 weeks. They're going to load the box, try to take a lot of those run plays away. McGinnis going to have to do it with his arm. Need pass protection up front. The big guys. There's going to be a player we're going to highlight. His name's Logan Powell. His 1st game back after sitting 5 from transferring from Saguaro. He's pretty special at tackle for the Broncos.
He really is. He's wearing 77. He's on the right side of that Brophy line. Snap back to McGinnis. They put the ball into the chest of Chambers, and he gets rocked in the backfield. Who else there? That is Mr. Jack Blyer.
It's a name we're going to say a million times tonight, Kevin. The heart and soul of this Basha defense. Jack Blyer, one of the best edge rushers in the state of Arizona, went back to his natural position, the Mike backer. He's the rock of that Basha front 7, tremendous tackler. Watch him pop the running back, run his feet. Heck of a replay by our camera crew down on the field. Phenomenal football player for Basha defense.
Give Blyer a team-leading 5th TFL, team-leading 16th solo tackle, and his 47th total tackle of the season. He is an absolute dude wearing 3s. Crowd starting to pick up the noise. McGinnis out of the gun, looks left, has time, and he's going to go down. McGinnis is sacked on the play. Blyer all over it. Jack Blyer was there. He records the sack on Charlie McGinnis.
I love the third down coverage here from Basha. They follow in a cover lock here, but they're in cover 5, which means 2 deep. Everybody's manned up. Brophy loves this play. They motion to trips. They have a wheel, a couple seam routes. They hit the wheel 3 times against Chaparral a couple weeks ago in that big win. Basha defended it perfectly with that defense. A couple spies inside, and they sacked the quarterback for a big third down loss.
So it'll be Connor Fury on for a field goal attempt. This would be a 44-yard snap. Is back. The kick has plenty of leg, and the kick is wide right. And the Basha Bears dodge a bullet here after the turnover on the interception from Billy Eastep. Damon Williams Jr. gets a chance to atone with the next time he touches the football.
Yeah, defense holding strong, especially after McGinnis popped off for about a 20-plus yard gain on the read option. Good stop by Basha defense. This place is electrifying, Kevin. I mean, we have had heck of back-to-back first series. We're in for a heck of a call here tonight.
The ambiance here, the atmosphere is tremendous. About an hour ago, it was looking kind of quiet here, but the fans have made their way here, a late arriving crowd, and this is a tremendous high school football experience here. 3 inside the goalpost for Brophy. They need to limit explosive plays from number 9. That's Damon Williams Jr. They want to win special teams, and they want to win the turnover battle. Well, they've got one here tonight. So far, that game plan for Coach Jewell has been pretty impressive. It's Chisley again. And this young man just drives those legs forward, and another powerful run on the inside.
Running right behind 325-pound Sam Garcia, flattening the defender for a pancake.
Williams, quick snap. Now he's going to take off and run, and darts right up the middle. He takes the football towards the 35-yard line, and that's where he's going to be grabbed and taken to the turf. One of the guys there for Brophy Prep making plays defensively, that was Brandon Byrne. And for Brandon Byrne coming off the edge, 6'3", 225, how about his 21st tackle of the season?
And here's the tough thing. With high school offenses going so fast, sometimes you got a legal shift, guys not getting set, pre-snap, and penalties early for Basha have kind of hurt the Bears.
Some self-infliction here in the early stages. This is the first time that Basha has been back home since the loss to Highland here about 3 weeks ago. They have won 3 straight games since that challenge. Brophy's won 4 straight. The Basha Bears winners of 3 straight. There goes Deron Dodd in motion. Chisley remains in. Snap back to Damon Williams Jr. Looks left, now he looks back right. Escapes the pass rush, 25, 30, down the sideline, 35, 40. And he'll run out of bounds at the 45-yard line, just coasting out of bounds. Making a big play out of nothing doing in that secondary.
Kevin, it makes it look so easy. You know, if you break, contain, and these edge rushers do not stay disciplined, Damon will burn you all night long. Makes a 20-plus yard gain look easy. And that's how electrifying of a football player Damon Williams is. You have to stay disciplined as a defense every single play, and if you don't, you're going to lose.
You're going to get in trouble, no doubt about it. Lining up to the near side is Mason Arin. Next to him is Gio Richardson. Deron Dodd by himself on the far side. Here's Damon Williams Jr. He wants to run, gets to the edge, tries to turn the corner, and he does, but he's going to be knocked down and slowed down by the Brophy Broncos. Nice play defensively. It was Marlon Colbert. Marlon Colbert slowed down Damon Williams Jr. and was able to eliminate a big gain.
That's a great job by the senior defensive back because the receiver in front of him goes down like he's going to run a crossing route. Colbert actually stays true, keeps outside leverage, and stops Damon, and that's a big tackle because he was the last man outside from Damon Williams and the end zone there.
That was huge. You're saying that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Williams Jr. under pressure, steps through the pocket, throws the pass down the field, and on the seam making the reception was Deron Dodd. Nice work for him. Again, he was all by himself in the secondary, but what made that play happen was the escapability again of Damon Williams Jr.
Yeah, that's a great play by Williams and a fantastic catch by Deron Dodd. What I've been really impressed with Dodd this year is not even his catching ability at receiver, it's his perimeter blocking. Me and you talked about this pregame. I said Deron Dodd's physicality in the offseason has doubled. He is a tremendous perimeter blocker in this Basha offense.
Gain of 25. Damon Williams Jr. to Deron Dodd. They run the football, and running the football for the Basha Bears. This is Majайлin Hardwick, 5'8", 175. for Hardwick. Only his 9th carry of the season before his 2 carries tonight. 7 totes for 15 yards. He's got in the box 1 time.
We highlighted earlier in the broadcast, freshman phenom running back Noah Roberts. He got banged up in the Mountain View win a couple weeks ago. That is a player that Coach McDonald said might be one of the best when it's all said and done. I talked to him at the media day. The kid already looks like he's a senior tailback. He's got the physical tools and the speed to be pretty special in the state of Arizona. He's not available tonight.
Williams working with a 2-by-2. His pass is complete. Making the reception is Gio Richardson, and Richardson takes it inside the 15-yard line. Another beautifully ran ball. Let's double check that. Making the reception, that was Mason Aaron, I beg your pardon. So Aaron, 6 foot 175, doing a nice job of getting some separation from the defensive back, and then great hands to make that play.
And great job by Damon Williams, not getting flustered, pressure from the front and the side, stays in the pocket, delivers a strike, first down.
From the Bronco 13, they bring pressure with 4, and this is a handoff, and running the football for the Basha Bears. That time it was Miles Lockhart. Lockhart might get some extended work in that backfield with the before-mentioned tailback that's out, and that's Noah Roberts. And Miles Lockhart, an Ohio State University commit, also a very talented defensive back.
Yeah, he's a tremendous talent in the state of Arizona, one of the best football players in Arizona. How about the tackle? Senior defensive back Jacob Shinols for Brophy. This Brophy defense this year has been one of the top tackling teams in all of 6A. They do a great job. They are fundamentally sound, wrapping up and running their feet through tackles. That is why they were 4-1 this season, Kevin.
We got to watch out for 92, Mardell Rowe. He's a specimen. This is the quarterback, Damon Williams Jr. to the boundary, turns the corner, and he is in for the touchdown. Basha Bears strikes first here in the 6A Conference Showdown.
And he gets a lead block from his running back and a swing tackle. How about the senior running back, Corey Chisley, leading the way, flattening the corner for a pancake, getting help from multiple receivers and the offensive tackle. Damon Williams hooks the outside, edge rusher gets hooked in, and Williams dives in for a Bears touchdown on the second drive of the game.
Love the unselfish play for Corey Chisley, 5'7", 175. The lead blocker, as Corey pointed it out. Point after try is up, and it's true by Tim Tynan. He remains perfect. He's 18 for 18 on point after tries. It's 7-0 Bears for Basha. Damon Williams Jr., the 7th time he's reached pay dirt on the ground. He leads the Basha Bears in that category, and for Damon Williams Jr., that dude just scores touchdowns. How about one more rushing touchdown to his ledger? That's number 29 for him.
He has 1 million touchdowns in his high school career. Once again, you and I talking in our pre-production meetings, Kevin, I said, hey, it's been since 2019 since a Basha quarterback not named Damon Williams has played. We were talking about, hey, who's going to be the next one? I can't even tell you who. I was thinking of the quarterbacks in 2019 and the Chris McDonald era of when he took over for Rich Welbrock at Basha in 2018. And,
right.
And there were some dark times. Chandler Unified, you have to be good. They expect excellence with all their high schools. There were some times where Basha was not a good football team. Coach McDonald, man, he put a great staff together over the last couple of years. He built this from the ground up. Won a state champion team. They were a state champion winner last year. And the Bears are now one of the best teams, not only in the state of Arizona, but the entire country.
Creed Thomas is back deep for the Brophy Prep Broncos. Also back is Christian Camarada. And the tiny kick goes into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. And the Brophy Prep Broncos down by 7 with 2:17 to go in the opening frame. We'll get the football back on the 20-yard line, and Charlie McGinnis back to work. He's been a dual-threat quarterback the last 3 or 4 weeks. He gets it done on the ground, and he's also been able to make some plays through the air.
He's a superb athlete. You know, there's so many players on this team that play lacrosse, multi-sport athletes, tough kids. I mean, just what they do with that offense is not try to do too much. They really like the confusion with their trips bunch set and their motion to trip set. Basha's going to run a ton of rotational secondary work. The thing about Basha, though, they got multiple D1 guys in that secondary. They fly to the football. They cover well. It's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Anatoni Tahi, a freshman at 6'2", 300 pounds, is down there in the middle. He's a load, just a freshman. McGinnis works out of the pistol, snap back, the turnaround, the handoff. They get the ball to Chambers again, and Chambers coming off a week where he had 20 totes for 98 yards and 3 tutties, and he was the Peoria Subaru Player of the Week for that honor.
I think this is a smart way to utilize this offense. You called the Highland game. I'll let you call. But, Kevin, you called this Highland Basha game 3 weeks ago. Highland, a very physical football team. Yes, they pass the ball. Extremely physical football team. And how do you beat really, really good teams? You don't let them have the football. You know, you own the time of possession. You don't turn over the rock. It sounds vanilla, right? But that's how you win. Highland did a great job of that here 3 weeks ago. They were tremendous at that. They also have a player named Cody Collimore, who might be one of the best players in the entire state of Arizona. But if you're a Brophy, getting a 4 yards on first down, owning the line of scrimmage, that's a great formula to try to get a win here tonight.
So there's a penalty on the play. They're going to push it back. So now they're going to be faced with a 2nd and 11 on their own 19-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the wide side for McGinnis. He gets the football. He's going to keep it himself. And he'll get to that linebacker level, and then he just absolutely slides in, and he'll take the easy way out because he had about 4 green shirts coming in a hurry to take him out.
That's a heck of a play by McGinnis, because sitting there scraping over the top was inside linebacker Jack Blair, just waiting for McGinnis. McGinnis able to sneak under as Jack was trying to work off a block there, but McGinnis picks up 5 on 2nd down.
Checking in for the Basha Bears, Xavier Sharp, a defensive lineman, 5'11", 265. He's a senior. Wears number 15 down there on the left side. Camarada in motion for Brophy. 3 wide receivers to the wide side once again for McGinnis. Snap is back, looks right. Pressure from both sides. Hit as he throws, and the ball is caught on the far sideline. Penalty marker on the play. Making the catch for the Brophy Prep Broncos was Nathan Benzie. That was his 10th catch of the year, and it looks like this one's going to go back the other way again. Preliminary indication from Joel Seawald is it's holding against the Broncos.
And watch McGinnis take a shot here from Jack Blair. And great job getting his head across the body of the quarterback. How many times do we see the helmet-to-helmet, not just in the NFL and college level right now, but in high school? It's a fast way to keep offenses on the field with the 15-yard penalty. Nice job by Jack wrapping up, coming to the side. McGinnis taking a shot. Great job delivering the football. Tough having it come back on the holding penalty. But McGinnis is going to take some shots here tonight. Once again, Brophy's up front, has to protect him.
And Blyer just plays fundamentally sound. An absolute dude. The Bears fans making some noise. Now from his own 14-yard line, McGinnis takes the shotgun snap, looking left, winds up, throws the deep ball on the sideline. The ball's overthrown. He wanted Camarada, and providing the coverage for the Basha Bears was DJ Jamin. 5'10", 145. He looked excellent. He was with him stride for stride down the sideline.
And not only that, Kevin, what did he do? He turned and looked for the football.
Smart move.
Hip to hip, pressed the receiver's body against the sideline, using the sideline as an extra defender. Turns, looks for the football, spots it. No PI call when you do that. DJ's recovering from an ACL injury he had in January, had his first game back a couple weeks ago, making a great play on the sideline on the 3rd and long.
And the punt is away. This should be Fury, and taking the punt at the 50-yard line for the Basha Bears. On the return, that was Blake. Dashiell Blake, 5'10", 180-pound junior. But Chris McDonald has weapons all over the field here for the Basha Bears.
He has weapons, but you know what's funny? Once again, talking pregame with you, we listed all the players who graduated off that state team. One of those players, Cole Martin, who's now at University of Oregon. That was one of those plays where Cole would beg for a kicker to kick him the ball.
Yes.
Kickers in the state, kickers in the state just realized, I don't care if the punt only goes 20, 30 yards. It's better than having Cole Martin take that to the house.
No doubt about it. 7-0 our score, 26 seconds to go. Damon Williams Jr. back on the football field. Begins this drive from the 38-yard line of the Broncos. Richardson in motion. Snap is back. Looking left is Damon Williams Jr. Slide steps, winds up, deep ball, has a receiver there, it's Richardson, and the ball is broken up. Penalty marker thrown in the end zone. Good coverage. Creed Thomas is one of the guys back there and also providing some help for the Broncos. In the secondary was Jack Sebald, and both those guys are talented corners.
And I think they're going to get Sebald here for the PI. Sebald, we're getting a great shot here. He does put his arm right through the receiver's hands. I think the ref said they got there just a tad early. Sebald, Creed Thomas, Billy Estep. It's got to be one of my favorite secondaries in the state. Jack Sebald, the last 2 weeks, Coach Jewell, head coach of Brophy, said it's one of the most improved football players on our team. He is playing tremendously well right now.
We said this before, but it sounds like a law firm. All right, this is Chisley again. How about that jump cut right in the middle of the football field? And he takes the ball inside the red zone, and the Basha Bears are threatening once again, as that's the final play of our first 12 minutes here at Jim Wall Stadium on the campus of Basha High, as we look to end quarter number 1, and it was a fast-moving, great pace to the first 12 of this one here, Cody.
This one's going to be a fun one, Kevin. The crowd's in it. We're pumped up. Exciting times headed to quarter 2.
We're going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills. You're watching the Zone 48 Broadcast Network, presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance on the Zone 48.
Great sponsor of your Basha Bears, West Recovery Wellness.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, but I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these fillings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
You know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's. One love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
Welcome back to Jim Wall Stadium. Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. Oh yeah, we're still Demond Williams Jr. to the end zone. He wanted Gio Richardson. Second time in as many throws for Demond Williams Jr. that he was targeting Gio in the end zone. Gio, 19 receptions for 315 yards. Both lead the team for the Basha Bears.
Yeah, he's a junior receiver that they utilize in the backfield. They utilize him on fly sweeps. NEU offer, Central Michigan offer, tremendous speed, burner, good football player for Basha.
Aaron is in the slot to the left. Snap back. It's Demond Williams Jr. Cut it back towards the middle of the field, and he takes on the safety, and they wrestle him down after he brings the football inside the 10-yard line.
Straight up the gut.
And once again, it's Demond Williams Jr. on the quarterback keep.
And
another productive play for Demond Williams Jr.
Yeah, the beefs up front for Basha, just moving the front four on a lot of these quarterback powers. And utilizing Demond Williams' legs for first call natural quarterback runs, just a huge advantage for this Basha offense.
Working left to right, first and goal to go. Snap back to Williams, looking for the edge, has the edge to the 5, to the goal line. That's a Demond Williams Jr. touchdown for the Basha Bears, his second touchdown of the game.
Right on cue.
Right. For good measure, Cody, that's his 106th total touchdown in his career.
Absolutely incredible. On cue. Backside pull, quarterback counter, getting to the outside. What did I say about you have to be edge disciplined when you face Demond Williams? If you give up the outside, he is gone. Beats you to the pylon, outruns the force edge player for Brophy. Good kick out block, and our guy Corey Chisley, the senior running back, leading and pushing out the corner. Touchdown number 2 with Demond Williams' legs.
Yeah, and for Williams Jr., outran Alex Salom on that play, as well as Dominic Mitchell. When we talk about speed to the edge, boy, that speed that Williams Jr. has is second to none.
To be a high school edge player, meaning you have force to flat, no one outside of you, it's extremely tough when your eyes are watching the tight end, the end man on the line of scrimmage, blocked down, and you have backside pull at the tackle trying to hook you. Bash's offensive line does a great job of getting lateral, not going upfield on that, hooking in the edge. Damon Williams gets side, and Corey Chisley has really sprung both of those, Kevin. He's been out front, kick out block on the corner, flattened the first corner on the first touchdown, pushed in the other corner into the end zone, springing Damon Williams for back-to-back touchdown runs.
For Basha, the point after try was true. That was Timothy Tynan. I might have misspoke initially on the first one. Got his numbers mixed up with Fury. Fury was 17 for 17, but it's Tynan now, 31 for 31 in point after tries. Is also perfect from field goal range. He has 37 points now. Timothy Tynan remains perfect in the point after try category. Back deep for Brophy. Once again, it's Creed Thomas, the burner. And Camerata. Tynan puts this one deep end over end, and it will be Creed Thomas 2 yards deep inside of the end zone, and he will get the whistle. That'll be another touchback. How about 2 touchbacks for Tim Tynan? He's got a strong leg.
How about the kickers in the state of Arizona? We've done so many games, Kevin, where having a kicker boot it in the end zone and have like a 4-star like Creed Thomas, not have him the option to return it, that's a huge win for the Basha special teams. The kickers in the state of Arizona, incredible. So many teams just have guys with boots.
Some booming legs, no doubt about it. All right, it's 14-0. Damon Williams Jr. with a couple of touchdown runs. He has one from 13 yards out, one from 5 yards out. Both same types of plays, speed to the edge and lead blocks from Corey Chisley. Unselfish play from Chisley, who's playing that lead role tonight with the starting tailback Noah Roberts on the shelf. McGinnis begins this drive from his own 20-yard line. Snap is back, looking left, steps through the pocket. Here comes the pressure. He's drilled as he let go of the football, and he took a shot from his blind side. Charlie McGinnis got hit hard, and now McGinnis is a little bit slow to get up. Cody, who delivered the punishment on the backside?
How many guesses do I have, Kevin? Do I get one?
We'll give you 2.
Give me 2? Well, I'm going to go with our guy getting a heck of a view here. It's either Jordan Howard or Jack Blyer. Watching here, we get the shot. We got a slow-mo shot here. I believe it could be Jordan Howard delivering the blow. No, it is Blue Dantzler. Blue Dantzler with the blow there. One of the defensive ends who Coach Mack told us was getting the start tonight for the Bears defense. 6'3", 215, coming at you hot.
Blue Dantzler with some pressure on the quarterback. Give him a hurry, or if you like the other category, same thing, give him pressure. 2nd and 10 for the 20-yard line. McGinnis appears to be okay. He's going to keep it himself as he tries to find some daylight, and he does right up the middle of the field. He started that run right, then slammed on the brakes and moved it towards the center of the field and picks up about 5 yards. And that was a hard-earned 5 yards for Charlie McGinnis.
And what it does, Kevin, is it puts him in a 3rd and manageable. Brophy can stay in a third down or 3, 3rd down and 5 range here. I would view that as a win. It's a very competitive 3rd down option that they could pick up here, especially if they could spread out here on 3rd down. Got to pick up the first here.
Basha looks like they'll bring pressure with 3. Darian Dantzler has checked in. In motion and now setting up to the edge for the Brophy Prep Broncos. That was Dalen Sharper. And now, before play resumes with 10:37 to go in our 2nd quarter here in Chandler. Timeout taken on the field. Cody, this is the 11th meeting between these two programs, the Basha Bears and the Brophy Prep Broncos. The last time they played was on the 17th day of September back in 2021, and the game was a 37-12 affair. The Basha Bears won that game.
And that was Damon Williams' sophomore season. Damon Williams, football player in the state who has played, I'm going to guess, Kevin, well over 30 games in the state in his high school career for Basha. When you look at the 2020 years and the 2021 years, they call it the growth period of this special 24 class that they had with Damon and Miles and Jack Blyer, some of these other stars. And that, just to see what this group has accomplished in a Basha Bear uniform, pretty special.
All those names you just mentioned, it sounds like we're on the NFL Network, for crying out loud. That's some good stuff. 3rd down and 5 from the Bronco 25-yard line. Hustling on the field here for the Basha Bears is E.J. Washington. And he'll set up right in the middle. Looks like he's going to play the nose. Again, the Bears will bring pressure with 3. And this time, McGinnis trying to use the hard count. He did. Looks like he got Basha to jump, but no flag on the play. 15 seconds on the play clock. Working right to left for the Broncos. 3 wide receivers to the left. There goes Camarada in motion to the right side. The back is Chambers. Long count for McGinnis. Snap is back. Looks right. Leaves the pocket. Takes off. And he's grabbed in the middle of the football field. Forcing the issue for the Basha Bears was Eli Kramer-Cronin. The inside linebacker made it all happen.
Yeah, that's one of the best sophomore linebackers in the state of Arizona. Playing at the highest level. Wraps his feet. Him and Jack Blyer making the stop. Quarterback spy on a huge 3rd and 5 play. Making a stop for about a 1-yard gain. Nice job by Cronin and Jack Blyer.
38th tackle of the season for Kramer-Cronin. 6 foot 200, just a sophomore, Cody Cameron. The young guns for the Basha Bears. High snap. It's Fury again. Gets it away. And it's a low angled punt. Bounces at the 40 and fielding it around the 37-yard line. And taking a wallop as he tried to put that ball in play for the Basha Bears. That was Daciel Blake.
Yeah, man. Eddie Martinez Estrada, our other player down there, the gunner, a senior running back, hauling down, making the tackle for Brophy. So after Brophy's defense came away with a huge interception the first series, back-to-back Basha's kind of ran it down, and both possessions scored touchdowns, utilizing Damon Williams' legs. Got to win first down. Have to win first down. Put them in 2nd and 3rd and long situations. But it's tough. A lot easier said than done, especially up here in the booth, Kevin. Especially when you're facing one of the best players, in my opinion, the best football player in the state of Arizona, and Damon Williams.
Yeah, and he looks pretty good. He's playing the part here tonight, using those legs for sure. The athleticism run-up over for Niner. 1st and 10 from the Bear 37-yard line. Damon Williams Jr. has 3 wide receivers to his right. They set up a screen, and I believe that is Duron Dodd. And Duron Dodd makes his 2nd reception of the game on a wide receiver screen, and with just absolutely incredible speed, that boost, he got right up the middle and moved the chains.
Oh, look who we have. Look at our guest appearance right there. Look at that.
Fitz. Over 100 career touchdowns for Larry Fitzgerald. You can see him right there.
Pretty special player in the state of Arizona.
Only team he ever played for, the Arizona Cardinals, out of Pitt. Love Fitz. I've got an 11 jersey at home. There's Chisley in the backfield, and he gets dropped for a loss. Great work there by the Brophy front. Devin Kennedy all over that play. Snuffed it out and took Chisley down in a hurry.
Kevin, I don't think I've ever seen off-season growth from a high school football player more than Devin Kennedy. Weighed in about 200 pounds last year as a junior. Literally put on 35, 40 pounds of muscle this offseason. Coach Jules said it was incredible. Tough football player, Iowa commit.
Damon Williams Jr. back to throw. Now he scrambles to the far side at the 50, 45, 40. And again, he just glides out of bounds. But his ability to evade pressure and then turn it into positive gain, Damon Williams Jr. is just deadly with that speed, and his legs made it happen again.
You think you have him stopped in his tracks. He cuts on a dime, perfect 90-degree cut on the edge rusher. Tremendous job, actually, by junior defensive tackle Noah Hubbard, chasing down Damon so he does not get a first down. Got a 3rd and 4 situation for the Bears offense.
Last week, Williams Jr., 15 of 16 passing, 356 yards. He accounted for 7 total touchdowns. That ball might be out.
Number 2, Corey Chisley on the carry off the right side.
Corey Chisley
powers his way
working on the right side of that line of scrimmage for the Basha Bears.
33-yard line.
Great blocking there by the right tackle, Jake Hildebrand, making it happen as he paved the way, 6'6", 285. He's a dude. First down yardage for Corey Chisley. Ball spotted at the Bronco 33-yard line. Damon Williams Jr. has 3 wide receivers to his left, and to his right, the single receiver, in this case, it's Travis Pennington. 9 balls for 82 yards on the season. E-Step will defend him. Williams Jr. with an empty set. Looks over the middle field. Throws towards the seam. He's got a receiver there, and the ball is incomplete. He was trying to get the ball to Dashiell Blake, and the ball was broken up.
That is a heck of a play by senior defensive back Jack Siebold. DeMond trying to split the 2 deep. They have a cover 5 option there. They're playing over under on the receiver. Getting a nice replay right here, right through the hands. Jack Siebold. Tremendous play by the Brophy senior defensive back.
And it just looked as though that throw was just, you talk about trying to thread the needle. He tried to do it right there and nearly completed a magnificent pass play.
He put it where his receiver can catch it. High point, and just a great play by the backside safety, running over to number 3, making a great play.
Hardwick checks in and leaves the backfield. They set up on screen back to Don. Don makes the reception, and he's going to be bottled up at the 35-yard line and nothing doing at all. And the Broncos will just throw a shoulder into him as they get up off the pile to boot. Great coverage there. Defensively for the Broncos, it looked like Jacob Schoenhals was in on that tackle. The Willbacker made the play.
Yep, and another linebacker, Colin Armian, racing over. It's deceptive. They have 2 screens on both sides. They fake one to the field side, come back to the boundary where they have numbers. Colin stays home, makes a great play. Nice job by the junior linebacker for the Broncos.
So Williams Jr. will operate from the 34-yard line of the Broncos. Again, a 3 wide receiver package. Yes, Don to the near side. Williams Jr. surveys, continues to survey. His pass complete to Mayberry, out in the flat, breaks a tackle, uses the stiff arm and works up the sideline, and that's first down yardage for Mayberry, the tight end.
It's a great job by DeMond Williams, surveying his options. They ran this play multiple times against Saguaro, actually had the game-winning touchdown. They leak out of the backfield with their tailback. He goes up the seam untouched, and he's not open. Brophy does a great job of staying home. Javery is open on the leak out after he's blocking down. He hits him. Javery Mayberry is an NAU commit. He's gotten really good at perimeter outside blocking for Basha. We're going to have a block in the back for Basha, too. This is coming back. It's a good job by DeMond Williams surveying his options and finding Mayberry, picking up a big gain.
So Javery Mayberry's 14th catch of the year will be eradicated. No go. And so now, with 6:53 to go, the clock is stopped. It's still 14-0 Basha on a pair of DeMond Williams Jr. touchdowns. DeMond Williams Jr., he just knows how to score the football. 25 total touchdowns on the campaign. Ball is now on the, we'll call it the 26-yard line. Snap back, play fake, over the middle, and the ball is incomplete. Penalty marker comes in, and for Brophy, with the coverage, was Marlon Colbert, and if he's penalized here, it'll be the second time tonight.
Yeah, we're going to get a replay here. DeMond working boundary with the backside slant. It looked like Colbert was in pretty good position. Maybe I think that what the ref sees is the ref's behind him there, the field judge. He sees the wrap. He sees the wrap with the backhand. We get another shot here from behind the end zone. DeMond working backside slant. You know what? Even I am a former defensive back. I love the position from Colbert. Back-to-back plays. The shot in the end zone was bang bang.
It's tough.
Colbert, it is tough. He's playing through the hands. Honestly, working that inside leverage. It's a nice play by Colbert, but the ref gets him from the hook from the backside.
Intended target, Mason Aaron. So now they'll move the football after the penalty. This looks like it's a 1st and goal to go. Well, maybe it's 1st and 10 from the 12. Taking the snap is DeMond Williams Jr. He's going to take off, penalty marker down, shows the football, cuts back towards the middle field, and he's going to be grabbed and thrown down to the turf.
On the keeper, penalty flag, holding on the offense.
And it looks like another holding penalty. Our white hat official, Joel Seawald, with the preliminary indication. A hold against the Basha Bears. And Cody, so far in this first half, this is the 5th penalty of the night against Basha, and they've all hurt.
I think it's credit to Brophy's defensive line. Devin Kennedy's getting after it. Devin Kennedy's getting after it. Noah Hubbard's getting after it. The front 4 for Brophy. Outside, Basha's doing a good job of countering a lot of that stuff, running the quarterback power, it's almost like a quarterback buck sweep, pulling the front and backside guards. DeMond can get outside. They just hook a lot of those edge guys. But Brophy on DeMond's dropbacks, they are staying, for the most part, pretty gap disciplined, playing a good game. And it is credit to this 14-0 score.
So now it's 1st and 20. They can get a first down to the 3-yard line. Empty set for Williams Jr. His pass out in the flat, wanted Hardwick there. It was incomplete. Coming up, again, forcing the issue was Mardell Rowe. So Mardell getting after it. 6'2", 235. And he's a guy that will command a double team on most snaps.
He's another three-star defensive line in Jason Jewell's defense. NAU, Montana, Idaho, early in his high school career, some Power 5 offers. D1 caliber talent throughout the defensive line for the Brophy Broncos defense.
It's a D-line that's minus Trey Markham, who just decided football wasn't his thing anymore either. That's a tough loss. 4 wide receivers for DeMond Williams Jr. from the 20-yard line with some time. Throwing on the run, and he was hit in the back as he let go of that football. He was going for the end zone. He wanted Gio Richardson, but again with the coverage there, and it was Creed Thomas making things difficult for Gio.
Yeah, and once again, getting the replay here. Brophy's front, they bring in a little bit of pressure, still quarterback spying. The secondary, that's a long time to cover there. DeMond went through option 1, 2, and 3, coming to the backside cross as a corner, staying hip pocket that long across the field with that much speed in the Basha receiving court. It's a long time. Secondary's playing really well this series. Defensive line's getting after it. It's an impressive showing from this Brophy defense here in the second quarter.
I love the placement of the throw from Williams Jr. Trying to throw Gio open. That was a heck of an effort for Gio. Play fake to Chisley. He's running that wheel route, but running the near side is DeMond Williams Jr. Uses the stiff arm and it just lofts it out of bounds. Smart play there for Williams Jr. And there is some fisticuffs going on right here on the near sideline. You got the Brophy Broncos and the Basha Bears players on the bench with a little extracurricular activity there, Cody.
And you know what I like? I like no penalties. That's a good job by the refs of scoring out. 2 high school football players getting after it. That's Brophy linebacker, number 40 there, hunting down DeMond Williams. That's Colin Amarian he's made multiple plays here tonight, chasing down DeMond. Get another shot of it here. Brings him down. He's already wrapped up. And everybody, the refs just clearing it out. No penalty for post play. And what a stand by the Brophy defense here in the second quarter.
Play with an edge, right?
Play with an edge.
Why not? This would be a 40-yard field goal attempt for Tynan. Snap is back. The hold is there. The kick has plenty of leg, and the kick is wide left.
And the kick is no good.
So Tynan misses his first field goal of this season, and the Brophy Broncos dodge a bullet.
It's a great job by Brophy's defense. We call that a big win. Defensive coordinator and the defensive captains have to be pumped. That's a great job. How about the kickers? I mean, both just missed, but both kicks would have been good from 55.
Yeah.
I mean, that is tremendous legs at the high school level. But Brophy's defense, going back to that, Kevin, especially after back-to-back series, giving up touchdown runs from DeMond. Thought they bottled them up really well. They were gap disciplined. The secondary, in my opinion, has played phenomenal. That's a Basha offense that scores so fast, especially with the deep shots. Now, Brophy offensively, they got to get some first downs, get some things going here.
You got to like that rule, too, as Brophy gets the football at the 20-yard line, not where the field goal was missed. McGinnis to the air. They set up a wide receiver screen to the backside and turning up the sideline for the Broncos. The very talented Bronco wideout receiver, that was Dalen Sharper. For Dalen, his second reception of the football game. Entering play through 4 games played, 10 catches, 150 yards, 47 yards is his length. That is a long play and a big play.
You can see why Jason Jewell is so high on this sophomore. The length, the athleticism, the speed. He's a multi-sport athlete at Brophy. Going to be a really good player.
Gain of 23. They go back up top again, and once again they're looking for Sharper. Supplying the coverage was Jamison Stamps.
Well covered by number 4, Jamison Stamps.
And Stamps, 5'11", 170.
Brings up second down for the Broncos.
And let's call it what it is. For Stamps on that play, Sharper didn't pay the postage, and that ball is incomplete.
Call that lockdown defense. Inside leverage, cover 0, man-to-man. Stamps did a good job playing hip-to-hip and creates the incomplete pass.
From the 37-yard line, there is nothing doing in the backfield for the ball carrier. Chambers gets wiped out. Meeting him in the backfield with some tremendous penetration was Darian Dantzler, and he led the way. How about his 7th tackle of the season?
Yeah, that's Blue Dantzler coming through the C gap there and pummeling the running back for a tackle for loss. Nice fill, good tackle, running his feet through contact, Kevin. Love to see that. Dantzler, the junior, getting a lot of play time here these last couple of weeks. Starting to figure it out on the defensive side of the ball for Basha.
He's looking good. Basha will bring pressure with 3. Right on the edge is Dantzler. 4 wide receivers for McGinnis. Chambers now moves position. He's to the left of McGinnis. McGinnis looks right. Now brings this look back to the middle of the field. And then throwing off his back foot and throwing an incomplete pass to Charlie McGinnis. He wanted Jax Ryan and too much pressure up front by the Basha Bears.
Yeah, Basha brought 3 initially, but then had some edge pressure come off on a delay blitz. One of their linebackers just spying. That was Caden Smith, a sophomore outside backer nickel. And a good job. Basha defense starting to feel it, Kevin. They gave up a read option early. Kind of a nice first play by Brophy there on that first drive, just tightening up. That is a fast, physical group, and they absolutely fly to the football.
And believe it or not, the 6'3", 215-pound junior Darian Dantzler got in on the act again. This is a different punter this time. This is Eddie Jetton, and Jetton left foot's one deep on the return here for the Basha Bears. That is Dash Blake, and Blake been involved on the special teams game here for Chris McDonald.
What I love is one of the starting defensive linemen for Brophy went down there and made the tackle. Braden Byrne, 6'3", 225 defensive lineman. Holland making a stop on one of the skill players, and now he's back there going to play field defensive tackle for Brophy. So the Brophy defensive line and secondary, they have impressed me. To hold Basha to 14 here right now, keeping everything in front of them in the secondary. It's a really good showing. Need another one here. You get ball back at half. They can get their offense one more possession, get ball to start the second half. Could be a really good point swing. All starts with the defense right here.
Hardwick begins this drive in the backfield with Damon Williams Jr. 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 to the right. And now with some hand signal toward the bench, Damon Williams Jr. has the play in mind. He's got Mayberry in the slot to the right. Deron Dodd next to him, just outside the numbers. Snap is back. Looking this way. Now it's a takeoff and run. Splits the D. There goes Damon Williams Jr. How about a little shake and bake on the outside? Turn it to the numbers. Down the sideline, and he's going to be run out of bounds around the 45-yard line. And how about the shake and bake and the juju and the shoulder dance all in one in the middle of the football field?
Put about 3 to 4 Brophy defenders on ice skates. Good penetration up front by the Brophy front defensive line. Hard to be gap disciplined when you're trying to tackle a quarterback with that much 1-2 cut, get north to south, and that is just so difficult. Watching the replay again, there's about 4 to 5 defenders that he put on ice skates.
That was incredible. Gain of 14 unofficially. All right, inside 5 to play. Damon Williams Jr. has plenty of time. Throws a strike over the field, and the ball is caught outside the numbers. Deron Dodd, an absolute dart from Damon Williams Jr.
Good pass protection up front. Dodd able to go deep cross. It is so long to cover that route, especially with that much speed from the receiver. Siebel doing all he can, tries to punch the ball out at the end there, but just a strike in the chest of Deron Dodd.
You'll love that pass in stride, too. Go back to Gio, makes the catch at the 25 to the 20, 15. Makes a move, and he'll be forced out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Penalty marker comes in late. Going back to that last play, 27 yards, Damon Williams Jr. to Deron Dodd, and just the throw was incredible, and the accuracy was even better.
And that's what makes the Basha offense deadly, is they go fast on that. You know, they get the big gain, they go fast. Brophy's not able to substitute, nor are they able to get a solid defensive call in. Basha knows that. Damon Williams is so smart. He knows the defense is most likely in base. They go quick bubble. They're not able to rotate down. Brophy's secondary, they pre-snap 2-deep look, but they love to have a rotational safety come down in the boundary to get flat. We're not able to move that. Basha's moving so fast. Quick screen, pick up another first down.
1st and 10. Ball is on the 20-yard line. Hardwick is the tailback. And he gets the call here. And Hardwick to the outside of the 5, and he's going to take it in and score a touchdown. What a run to the center of the field, and then cut it right. Get to the edge and score a touchdown. Corey Chisley, check that. It was Hardwick.
And it's all set up by 9 players on Basha's. The front guys and all the receivers perimeter blocking for a big touchdown for the senior tailback. Reading the block there off Travis Pennington. The senior 6'3" wide receiver getting it done, blocking in the safety. Hardwick reads that, cuts outside, and punches it in for 6.
Hardwick, his second rushing touchdown of the season. And the Tynan point after try is up, and it is good. 4:13 remaining to the half. Our new score, the Basha Bears 21 and the Brophy Broncos 0. And what a run. Great interior blocking there by the Basha Bears up front. And then that bounce out by Hardwick was impressive.
Yeah, talking to Coach Kelly pregame, the offensive line coach for Basha, he said there's been a couple games that we played this year where we probably could have just done 2 things. Could have thrown the football with Damon Williams and ran the football with Damon Williams. When you play the really good teams, you're going to need that tailback. They graduated Day Buchanan, one of the best running backs in the state of Arizona last year, extremely special talent.
Phenomenal.
He was gone. So they replaced him with running back by committee. But product-wise, you got to deliver punches up front. Basha's passing game, not all there tonight. Really not. They've hit a couple times, some deep crosses, but a lot of the explosive plays, Brophy's secondary has done a really good job of limiting those. But Basha's done really well as they have efficiently set the line of scrimmage and ran the rock. Their beefs are getting to the second level, and the receivers, the good teams, the really, really good teams, they perimeter block with the receivers extremely well. That is why they're up 21-0.
Yes, sir. Tynan's kick, again about 3 yards back in the end zone. It's Creed Thomas to field it. And by rule, the Broncos will begin this drive from their own 20-yard line, trailing by 3 touchdowns and 3-point after tries. And the Basha Bears having some success with a little balance with their offensive attack here. This game, as you mentioned, that law firm of the secondary, it's the law firm of what we call E-Step, Thomas, and Sebald, and those guys have had themselves a whale of a night defending the football in the secondary.
Yes, they have, and I was talking about Brophy's offense in the first quarter, how you win this game, you don't let Basha have the football. Time of possession, all with the Basha Bears here, especially in the second quarter.
All right, McGinnis to begin this drive from his own 20-yard line, and they'll run it to Chambers, and Chambers is finding it tough sledding up front against the Basha Bears because Jack Blyer is just all over every play as he gets back in the backfield. Another TFL for 33.
Kevin, this is a tremendous fill. Just reading his keys, reads the offensive guard in front of him, squares his shoulders, and just stuffs the Brophy running back for a minimal gain. Great play by the senior Mike Backer for Basha.
He was all region in the 6A Premier, and he was an honorable mention in the 6A Conference. Good ball by McGinnis to the outside. Making the catch was Nathan Benzie. Second time tonight he was targeted, and that was a heck of a throw and a fantastic route and catch by Benzie.
Timing route, nice job by McGinnis, putting it right in the shoulder. Actually, you could see he looks right first, squares back, and knows he has come back to the field side. Good pitch and catch from the senior quarterback.
Gain of 12. McGinnis to Benzie. First and 10 from the Bronco 32-yard line. And this will be McGinnis on the keep, and McGinnis just gets absolutely tattooed in the middle of the football field. The tattoo artist in this case was Eli Kramer Cronin. And once again, he dazzles out of that linebacker spot.
It's a good read. Brody Jones, who's the field defensive ends, come hauling at the running back, so it's a pull on that read option. Really excited to see the sophomore linebacker here tonight because Eli Kramer Cronin, everybody said he's the next best linebacker in the state of Arizona.
Give Blyer another assist, and how about this disruptive play?
Number 61, Brody Jones.
Brody Jones with the penetration in the backfield and the takedown on Harrison Chambers.
And this is actually just a straight counter. They pull both linemen up front. Brody reads it. Vertical speed, horizontal speed from Brody Jones. Athleticism, body leverage, understanding just the play, and he hunts down the running back. Nice play by the senior edge.
Another TFL for the Bears, and 18 coming into play tonight. Again, the Bears show pressure with 3. Snapping back from McGinnis, looks right, throws right, ball's caught by Sharper, and then he gets destroyed by 3 players, including Jack Blyer and friends.
That's a good job by the field defensive back there for Basha. He's a sophomore, Trey Knox, staying hip pocket, making the play, and then the parade of seniors, and Jack Blyer and Tommy Prassis. Tommy Prassis, a BYU commit, a senior safety, just hunting. They are hunting right now. They're reading one, robbing over the top. what I say, Basha's defense is flying. This is a state champion defense. They know what it takes. They are cooking right now.
They're revving the engine up, no doubt about that. 2:14 to go, it's 21-0. And Jack Blyer, he's been all over the field. If you had to give out an MVP after the first half, Jack Blyer might have his name on that. He's been pretty impressive. Yeah, the quarterback has been outstanding as well. But Jack Blyer has made it disruptive for the Brophy offense. They've been shut out this first half.
It's effort, you know, and Coach McDonald talked about the Highland loss and said, hey, our players at home, we need to want it every single down. Very similar to last year. They lost to Liberty kind of early in the season and went on an absolute tear, not losing after that game and becoming state champs. It's almost, I'm not going to say it's ever good to lose. I'm not going to say that, right? You play every game to win the football game.
Right.
But adversity after, you know, how the good teams, they get better every week. That's what we're seeing right now with Basha.
This is Jetton. It looks like it's going to be a fake. Jetton can't get around the edge, and he gets taken out. Jamison Stamps with a priority delivery on the hit, and the punter, Eddie Jetton, is denied, and that one might have backfired on the Broncos.
What a play by Jamison Stamps. He fights off two blockers, sheds the block, keeps outside leverage, and pummels Brophy's punter with a huge stop. Kevin, I actually love the call from Jason Jewell. Nothing's worked offensively. You're in a 4th and manageable. Go for it, man. Try to spark something, but Jamison Stamps puts the stamp on it. Heck of a play by the senior defensive back.
You love JJ taking the shot. Why not? 1st and 10 from the Bronco 37-yard line. Low snap. Williams over the middle. The ball is caught by Aaron, and Aaron running free in the middle of the football field in between the hash marks with a big gain on that throw from Demond Williams Jr. Another strike down the middle of the football field.
And that's where Demond Williams looks comfortable. They have so many crossing routes with their mesh. They're just levels. That's all levels. He surveys his option, and his receivers are open midfield on a 2-deep zone, I would say about 90% of the time, and that is a big reason why Demond Williams, 86% completion percentage this season right there, Kevin.
Just a remarkable number. Gain of 18 yards on the pass play. Williams Jr. to Aaron. There goes Derod Dodd in motion to the left. To the wheel route to Chisley. Makes the catch at the 12, and they'll wrestle him out of bounds. It's Creed Thomas defensively on Corey Chisley, and you love the route. And how about the touch of the football by Demond Williams Jr.? Just that touch. He's got an ability to be quarterback.
It's actually a great play by Creed Thomas, too, because most times that's a touchdown. Just with the cross mesh on the face, they have a natural pick with the inside post. Creed Thomas has eye discipline. He's a 4-star defensive back in the 2025 class. Does not bite. Yes, it's a successful 8-yard gain. I guarantee you most of the time, Kevin, that is a walk-in touchdown, though, for Basha.
That was an outstanding play in the open field by Creed Thomas, who a lot of Brophy people say they remind him of former Bronco Ben Morrison. Scrambling with the football at the 10, the 5, and trying to blow up a couple of defenders and punching it in and scoring is Demond Williams Jr. Give him the hat trick. Touchdown number 3 in the first half. He took on 2 defenders at the goal line and slammed into the end zone for 6 points.
And most quarterbacks probably look to get out of bounds here, maybe slide. Right there, Demond Williams plants his right foot, heads north, dives into the end zone, runs right through 2 would-be tacklers for Brophy, and give him 3 first-half touchdown runs for the University of Arizona senior quarterback commit.
Snap is back. The hold is good. The tight end point after try is right down the middle. 1:15 to go to the break. Our new score, Basha 28, Brophy 0. And for Demond Williams Jr., his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. He now has 9 on the season on the ground. He has 31 total rushing touchdowns in his career, and now about 107 total TDs for 9. That is remarkable in a high school career.
And it fires up the team when you see your quarterback laying his body on the line like that, not giving up on the play. Get a replay here from our amazing camera crew. Good penetration. Good penetration by Kennedy. But Demond Williams right here, plants his right foot, gets north, ball over the line. Touchdown number 3, Demond Williams.
Jacob Schoenhals did everything he could to slow down Demond Williams Jr., but he couldn't do it. You talk about some mojo and momentum. This place is rocking here at Jim Wall Stadium. Pretty good atmosphere for a Thursday night, huh, Cody?
I'm partying. It's a big party up here, man. Heck of a game, heck of a broadcast. Our crew's killing it. It's a good time.
I got to tell you, some of the shots we've seen here tonight have been pretty good. This one goes right through the wickets and will go into the end zone. You don't see that happen very often. The ball, a low trajectory type kick on a bounce, goes right through the legs of Creed Thomas, the return man.
So Brophy here, got to try to put points on the board. I believe they have scoreboards correct. It says they have all 3 timeouts. I think they might have taken 1 though. Sometimes the scoreboard is lying.
But sometimes it does have
I think at least they have 2. Got to try to put points on the board here. You get ball for second half, be a big momentum swing. Got to do something.
Many times you'll hear me say unofficially, and I say that just to protect the scenario here because we don't have all the exact numbers, and sometimes things are misleading on what you see. What's not misleading is the play of DeMond Williams Jr. here this first half. 3 tutties, it's 28-0. All right, McGinnis will begin this drive from his own 20. Over the middle of the field, he wanted Camarada, and he got upended in a rude fashion. For the Basha Bears, it was Caden Williams, 5'7", 160, just laid a lick on Mr. Camarada.
There's a Chandler connection there. His older brother, Kentrell Williams, he's at Eastern Washington University as a defensive back, played at Chandler High School. He was an incredible safety for the Chandler Wolves. His little brother getting some PT here on the varsity level for Basha.
Was that a Garrettson product or a Shauna Guano
product? That was a
product?
Garrettson product.
Rick Garrettson
Kentrell
product.
Williams, absolute stud.
To the ground game here for the Broncos.
From behind.
They try to run
Chases and brings down
Chambers. They did welcome to that line of scrimmage for Brophy, the big fella, wearing double 7s tonight. And he is a transfer from Saguaro, already with an offer from Nebraska this past week. That is Logan Powell. First start of the year for Logan. Gain of 1 for the Broncos. 3rd and 9 from their own 21-yard line. Perhaps they'd like to just use the clock here, Cody, and get out unscathed. 3 wide receivers to the near side. The Bears will give them plenty of real estate to work with, and now we're going to get a timeout taken by Brophy as the play clock nearly expired, but Coach Jewell just trying to kill the clock here and get out without any further damage.
Well, that's what one of our keys with Basha here was make them one-dimensional. Brophy, the last 2 weeks, beating a Shap team like pretty soundly, and then taking care of Notre Dame Prep, where they held Cooper Perry, one of the top players in the 2025 class here, Notre Dame Prep receiver, not just in Arizona, but the entire country. They held him to 5 receptions for 18 yards. They just did a great job of running the football in these last 2 games. What Basha does is they stop the run. Their linebackers are fast, they're physical, their defensive line owns the line of scrimmage, and then one of those keys was make Brophy one-dimensional. Charlie's a good player. McGinnis, he's a really good talent, but when you make high school football teams one-dimensional and you got players that can lock down and cover zero, you can bring pressure, and that is what's happened in this first half with this Basha defense.
McGinnis, part of that state championship lacrosse team with his teammate Billy Eastep for the Broncos. Out of a timeout, 29.5 seconds to go for McGinnis. Chambers is to his left. Chambers gets the call here, starts right, moves it back towards the middle of the football field as he runs in between the hash marks. Not much there at all. Runs into Gang Green, and the Basha Bears with a nice defensive play. The keys of the game for Basha tonight were make Brophy's offense one-dimensional, a.k.a. make them pass, win in the trenches, and let it fly with DeMond Williams Jr. Well, so far so good for Chris McDonald. Coach McDonald, the reigning Coach of the Year in the 6A Conference. He also won that same award in the 6A Premier Region. Back-to-back Coaches of the Year for Coach McDonald last season. Pretty impressive accolade, especially when you put that on top of winning the state championship in the open division.
And he lost some coaches. Lost his defensive coordinator. He went to Mount Point, Coach Griffin, and he added just coaches who have been around big programs. Added a couple coaches who coached at Chandler, added some previous head coaches, put just a tremendous staff together. product on the field, extremely impressive. My first time seeing Basha this year. 28-0 against a team that some people have in the top 10 in this Brophy Broncos team. Good showing so far for the Bears.
There has been a solid showing by the Basha Bears, and boy, the Broncos played tough in a lot of physical ways in that first half, but they were just outmanned at the end of the first half. Plus, they started off this game with a turnover and had everything going their way. Old Uncle Mo. We are going to pay a few bills. It's halftime here. Tonight's game presented by Trey Clarkson, State Farm Insurance. We'll be right back.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for the world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Located here in the sun-soaked city of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose.
If I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend affordable Christian university in a place I could truly thrive. GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these feelings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Care Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 40 clinics in Arizona and more than 135 locations nationwide, we are here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our sports physicals, on-site labs, and x-rays will save your family time and money. And some of our clinics are open until midnight, 7 days a week. You can even check in online at urgentcareradio.com using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. Call us at 1-800-URGENT.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking? Love in the window. Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
You know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
What about your dreams, man?
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
To Grand Canyon University, located here in the sun-soaked city of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose.
If I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend an affordable Christian university in a place I could truly thrive. GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the pageant price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even my man Handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these fillings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Care Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 40 clinics in Arizona and more than 135 locations nationwide, we are here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our sports physicals, on-site labs, and x-rays will save your family time and money. And some of our clinics are open until midnight, 7 days a week. You can even check in online at urgentcareradio.com using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. Call us at 1-800-URGENT.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
You know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long, crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
Live about your dreams, man.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back to Jim Wall Stadium. It's 28-0. The Basha Bears, behind Damon Williams Jr., have had an impressive first half run of the rock. Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. Cody, what can Brophy do to get back in this game in the second half?
Got to get first downs, try to get explosive plays. Basha does a great job of getting pressure on the quarterback. They do a great job of keeping everything in front of them. If you're Brophy, you got to get a sustainable drive here to open up the second half, to have any sort of life, because the last thing you want to do, Kevin, is give the ball back to Damon Williams.
Tynan puts his right leg in it. It's deep, and it's end over end, and once again taking it a yard deep in his own end zone was Creed Thomas. And how about Tim Tynan on special teams here? Just continues to boot the football in the end zone. No return for Brophy. And that would be one way that they could get back in this game, having one of their speedy corners get involved offensively, a playmaker, if you will, and they're denied again.
Talk about weapons. Talk about weapons with this Basha program. The reigning Open State Championship team from a year ago have talent everywhere, including the kicker. And we give the ball back to Broncos senior quarterback Charlie McGinnis, a lacrosse commit, part of that lacrosse state championship team, as you mentioned many times here, Kevin. Let's see if they can get something going here to open up the second half.
Harrison Chambers begins this game to the right of McGinnis, and he's got a big hole. There goes Chambers, 30, 35, 40, down the sideline, midfield, 40, and he's going to be tracked down and run out of bounds by Miles Lockhart, the Buckeye commit, right there with a defensive play of the night for the Basha Bears.
How about the left side of the open line, just opening up the Red Sea, and we see the burst of speed, especially when he gets to the second level from the sophomore tailback. Harrison Chambers, one of the football players Jason Jewell, head coach of the Broncos, said has been phenomenal. The last 2 weeks, he's been the workhorse, picks up what looks like a 30-plus yard gain for Brophy.
45-yard tote for Harrison Chambers. From the 35 of Basha, they run the football near side, and running the rock for the Broncos was Brendan Luke, the 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. Gets decked as he tried to turn the corner.
Yeah, Chambers had to go out after that play. Miles Lockhart hunted him down, took a big hit on the sideline. Hopefully just getting some air, getting some H2O, and hopefully the sophomore tailback's back out there soon.
Head coach Jason Jewell leads the Broncos now in his 5th year, the 13th coach in school history. McGinnis with all kinds of time. He's escapes the pressure. Dantzler chases him from behind. Pass over the middle of the field, caught by Sharper, and he makes the reception inside the 20-yard line. Heck of a throw by Charlie McGinnis as he threw that ball on the run.
That was blanket coverage, too, from sophomore defensive back Trey Knox, but Sharper keeping his hands out, catches the pass at his highest point and tucks it in. Nice play by the senior quarterback McGinnis. Pitch and catch. Has pressure coming to his face as he's rolling right, still puts a dart right in the chest.
McGinnis to Dalen Sharper, gain of 16. McGinnis to the air again, lost one far sideline, and the ball is incomplete. He threw that ball into the end zone. He wanted Sharper again. Also in the vicinity for Brophy was Jax Ryan, but how about Coach Jewell's team using that 45-yard run by Harrison Chambers with a little mojo here in this third quarter.
And taking shots, but once again, a nice blanket coverage from the sophomore quarter out there on the field side. Trey Knox staying hip to hip, opens up, looks for the football, nowhere to go. McGinnis with a nice miss, misses deep. Nice coverage from the sophomore corner.
From the 19-yard line, Broncos in the red zone for the first time this evening. Shotgun snap. They go back towards the wide receiver, and the ball is batted down. Making a break for it in the backfield was Vince Lindsay playing in that nickel coverage, and he darn near ran into a pick six.
Just reading his keys. You know, they motioned to Tripp's bunch. Lindsay disguises a really good blitz, knifes under the outside tackle trying to hook him. Senior defensive backs for Basha. It's a special group. They played a ton of games, ton of experience, and they get after it.
First time tonight, Devin Fitzgerald was targeted. This is Sharper in the secondary. Breaks free, crosses the field, and he gets tackled inside the 5-yard line. Ball came out loose, but Brophy's coming out, throwing the football here. Let's see what they come up with. They're going to say that the Basha Bears have recovered a fumble.
We're going to get a replay here. Great job, pitch and catch from McGinnis to his favorite target of the night. Sharper eludes a couple would-be tacklers. We have one ref saying it was a fumble and it's a touchback. Another ref saying he was down. I think he was down by contact. We got a heck of a replay there. Looks like that right knee hit before the ball as he's lunging down. Looks like knee on ground. Get another look at it here. But, man, Brophy's offense coming to ball here in the second half. Got to love it.
Sharper on the slant. Again, you mentioned his hands on that previous catch, but he's got the high hands, and that ball is – whoa, that's interesting.
I think it's right knee down. They're going to rule him down and ball at the 2.
Great work by our crew. McGinnis with a quarterback sneak, and he will burrow his way into the end zone for a Brophy Bronco touchdown.
Touchdown on the keeper by number 12.
White and red are on the scoreboard here in the second half.
That's a big-time first drive to open up the second half for the Brophy Broncos. Charlie McGinnis, heck of a first series, putting the ball on the money, staying accurate with his passes. Great series by Dalen Sharper, and that is a big-time first series for Brophy to open up the second half.
McGinnis reaches pay dirt for the 6th time this season. He has taken over the team lead over Harrison Chambers, who's got 5 tutties. Snap is back, and the Fury point after try is good out of an outstanding hold by Jax Ryan. 10:30 to go in this third quarter. Our new score, the Basha Bears 28, the Brophy Broncos 7. And how about the answer for Jason Jewell's football team to begin this second half?
It's the players that have really performed well the last couple weeks. Sophomore tailback Harrison Chambers. When you go back and watch that Shap and Notre Dame prep film, you see that second burst. We weren't able to see it the first half because Basha did such a great job with their front seven of bottling everything up. We saw the explosivity. I love how Brophy stayed true to their game plan. They want to run the rock. They want to beat second and manageable. Huge hole opening with the offensive guard on the left side, getting to the second level and just punching it in with Charlie McGinnis. That's a great series by the senior quarterback. That's a tremendous job by the sophomore tailback. And Brophy with some life in this football game.
Cody, you might have seen on that last replay, Logan Powell again making his first start here for the Broncos tonight, just behind the push for Logan Powell. We talked about Logan receiving a offer from Nebraska earlier this week, and Nebraska should ring a bell for Bronco fans because Kyle Vanden Bosch, at one time Arizona Cardinal and one time Tennessee Titan, now on that defensive staff for Coach Jewell. And Coach Vanden Bosch is a Hall of Famer at the University of Nebraska. Played for Tommy Osborne. And that kick from Eddie Jetton, he's got quite a strong leg. Left foot's one into the end zone over Gio Richardson's head, and that'll be a touchback. So the Basha Bears will start the second half. First possession for them. They have a 3-touchdown lead. Damon Williams Jr. rushing the football effectively in the red zone for Basha.
They got 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half, 3 coming from their senior dual threat University of Arizona commit at quarterback. But it's the first time we've seen Basha had to do this. They've had to answer after a touchdown drive from Brophy. But if you're Brophy right now, you got to be fired up. You still got to play gap discipline, got to play fundamentally sound, keep Basha in front of you. Don't try to do too much, but play with some intensity and some heart. Brophy's defense, let's see if they get after it.
Damon Williams Jr. begins the second half with an empty set. Flips the laces around. His pass over the middle. It's caught by Aaron. That was a bullet pass right over the middle of the field. Excellent route by Mason Aaron.
Aaron.
Gain of 27 yards on an absolute frozen rope from Damon Williams Jr. to Mason Aaron.
There's talk so much about hyping everything up and actually pretty decent coverage. But what does Damon Williams do so well? He surveys his options and that pocket presence. He's not doing too much, Kevin. He's just stepping up a little bit, keeping his shoulders square, and you just see the explosiveness of the snap of the wrist right in the chest of his receiver in the middle of the zone. That is his comfortable, happy place with the receivers getting open downfield, throws an absolute strike, 25-plus yards on first down.
Tavita, Kale, and company getting it done. There's Damon Williams Jr. again to the 40, 35, and he'll run out of bounds. One impressive attribute about Damon Williams Jr., he doesn't take a lot of contact. That's one thing that you see. A lot of quarterbacks, including Josh Allen in the National Football League, Justin Fields, these guys all like to take on contact. Be smart with the football. And you can play a lot longer in this league if you do.
100%. He's so elusive, I don't think defenders really can square him up, you know. And he's smart. He will get out of bounds. He will slide. But for the most part, just the way he's moving and gliding, it is hard to square up Damon Williams. They're going to get a holding call back here. But once again, we've seen a lot of these design runs. That was a designed quarterback draw. His center and interior guards both went out to the second level. And the perimeter blocking from our guy, Darren Dodd. And we've highlighted him not just for his pass catching, but his perimeter blocking, flattening one of the Brophy defensive backs onto his back for a pancake on that run.
Empty set, snap of the knees for Williams Jr. Surveys, leaves the pocket, still wants to throw. Throws on the run, the ball's caught by Dodd, and he breaks a tackle at the 40-yard line. And the Basha Bears now have a 1st and 10 inside Broncos territory after the Broncos touchdown to begin half number 2.
And that's one of those plays where Damon Williams with his legs is dangerous, and it's not even him taking off and running. He eludes pressure, escapes left. A lot of high school quarterbacks, Kevin, what do they want to do? They want to just go. They want to go. He keeps his eyes downfield, watching his levels cross, throws a bullet, first down.
Nice play there to Dodd. 16 yards to try and run again. There goes Williams up the middle, and he'll cut it to the left, and finally he's going to be grabbed and thrown to the turf. Nice defensive play by the Broncos. Jacob Schoenhals somehow managed to get a hand in there and take Williams Jr. down to the turf.
So Brophy's stunting up front, meaning they're just crossing a lot of their defensive tackles, 3 tech and 1, and they're dropping 7. What does that do? It creates running lanes for Damon Williams, just as good as an inside run as they would do last year with Day-Day Buchanan, picking up first downs.
5 wide receiver, empty set from the 28-yard line. Williams takes off again, right up the middle of the field, and he'll take on linebackers and safeties and everyone else. And he kind of rolls to a stop around the 20-yard line, but it's Damon Williams Jr. delivering the thump on that run.
Yeah, minus a couple nice runs from Chisley, and Hardwick had that touchdown run. This is Basha's first down. This is their first down game plan right now. Brophy drops 7, okay, and we're going to go prevent 2 deep. Damon Williams is going to take off, and he's going to pick up 8 yards every carry.
Yeah, that one was 7. Why not? 2nd and 3 from the Bronco 21. Snap at the ankles. Williams gets rid of it on a crossing route, completes the pass, and making the catch for the Basha Bears was Dash Blake, and he was taken down immediately by Dominic Mitchell. Nice tackle by Dom Mitchell.
So now Brophy brings 6. They go into cover 1. But what Basha does so well to combat that, they slant and cross. You slant till you can't. It's so hard to cover in cover 0 and cover 1. Basha's the best at it in the state.
Slant till you can't. New knowledge right there from Cody Cameron. Pass out front, making the catch. They go back to Dash Blake, and another nice pitch and catch. Delivery of the football right on the money.
Just a stick route with the inside trips. So this is what makes Basha so smart here, because I say slant so you can't. You give me props here, and then you're going to stick route because they have an inside zone, inside backer. How do you combat that? You stick route on, and your inside trips wide open on the outside. Great play by Creed Thomas coming from the safety spot about 15 yards deep, making that tackle only for a 5-yard gain.
He's got 3 wide receivers to his right. There goes Dash Blake. He leaves. Motion to the far side. All kinds of time for Damon Williams Jr. Escapes pressure, slips through the defense. He's still on his feet. And he'll throw it towards the end zone. The ball was batted down. But if you are familiar with the magician David Copperfield, that was the magic act to get through that right there by Williams Jr.
Kevin, that's incredible. 3 Brophy defensive linemen, and this is star-studded defensive linemen have a shot at Damon Williams here. And he eludes one, jukes out another out of his shoes. Great job by our camera crew there. Keeps his eyes downfield, his feet going, and almost connects for his first touchdown pass of the game. For Brophy to cover that long, it's almost impossible, but the secondary is holding up.
But that offensive line, too, they are having a day. It's Chisley again. Second effort continues to bulldoze down the middle of the football field. Penalty marker comes in, and that marker was thrown right towards the pile. And this gives us a chance to introduce to you our AIA officiating crew, presented by the Commissioner of Officials, Mr. Brian Gessner. The referee is Joel Seawald. Our umpire is Steve Johnson. The linesman is AIA Executive Jim Dean. The line judge is Kevin Quackenbush. Our back judge is Mark Skosipic. The field judge is Tark Ewer. And the side judge is Jeff Vance. So the penalty is assessed to the Brophy Broncos. It resulted in 1st and goal to go for the Basha Bears. Chisley is to the left of Williams Jr. Gio's in motion. It'll be Chisley, the ball carrier, as he goes up the middle. He is close to the goal line.
Chisley on the carry.
Give him a yard, maybe 2.
Short gain. Brings up.
And there's a lot of white shirts down there. How low can you go when you're in the trenches on the goal line, Cody?
It's all about leverage. It's all about toughness. Pad level down here matters. What has impressed me with Basha up front right now, once again, a really well-coached team, but they graduated some studs. You know, you have that list of 23s who graduated. James Durand is out in Wisconsin. Post, a tackle for them, gone. Ryan Bloom, one of the top interior linemen in the entire state of Arizona, probably the best center in the state, and Ryan Bloom going to Central Michigan. All these guys that graduated, that was a bit of a concern in January for Mac because you want to stay on the mountain, and their guys have gotten after it this year.
Somehow or another, we put that list together. You had all-conference offensive lineman James Duran. All these guys are all-conference and all-region. Ryan Bloom, you mentioned him. Deshaun Day-Day Buchanan. Wyatt Milkovich, another guy that he's not a forgotten man. An absolute dude.
Monster.
Linebacker. Just plays beast mode. And then you mentioned Jackson Brown and Cole Martin, also just big-time playmakers. So running off the field was Jacob Schoenhals. Looked like he might have been cramping up. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Empty set for Williams Jr. There goes Duron Dodd in motion. Snap is back. Williams wants to throw. He completes it to Duron Dodd, and he makes the reception around the 2. He tries to get to the near pylon, but Camden Paulson denied him.
It's a great play. It's an NFL play that has just trickled down to college football and high school here. They call this the dummy motion, so they'll motion to a stack look, and that's exactly what they did here. They motion to a stack right behind the boundary receiver, and he goes back out to the arrow, but Brophy's in a blue spot, and Paulson makes a heck of a play at the 2-yard line.
That's a loss of 1. 3rd and goal from the 2. Williams gets rid of it to Chisley, and he runs into the defense. He got stonewalled by Alex Salome.
Watch this fill right here as we get a good replay. Salome reading his keys, shoulder square and pummels Bash's running back for a tackle for loss. That is a heck of a play by the 6', 190-pound senior linebacker. And how about the Brophy defense making a stop inside the 5-yard line?
That's big. This will be a 22-yard field goal attempt for the Basha Bears. Snap is back. Tynan's kick is right through the uprights. The 22-yard field goal is good. Our new score here in this 3rd quarter. It's now Basha 31, Brophy 7. 5:37 to go in the 3rd stanza, and this has been an exciting second half here.
That's a win for Brophy because it's still a three-score game. Got 3 touchdowns, couple of 2-point conversions, tie the football game, get the lead. That is a tremendous job by the bend don't break Brophy defense. They're getting inside the 10, tightening it up. That the second down play, guaranteed. Once again, 95% of defenses give up that touchdown on that dummy motion. It's a natural pick with the front receiver, but they're staying in a blue spot zone, meaning that corner is just hugging soft, flat zone on that, comes up, makes the tackle. And then how about the middle linebacker, Camden Paulson, absolute monster, filling inside the A-gap and pummeling Bash's running back, forcing the field goal on the next play.
Cody, what we just saw was a goal line stand. It was 1st and goal from the 3, and they took it to the 1, and they were denied it. We surprised at some of the play calls during that sequence.
Not at all. I mean, Bash's offense rolling to get you down there. Keep it while it's hot. I like the play calls. I think it's just credit to Brophy's defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You always have to play devil's advocate, but the great play there as they denied Duron Dodd, as you mentioned, on that big-time play.
And the kick is a touchback.
So the Tynan kick, once again, is not returned. What is that, 5 touchbacks now for Timothy Tynan?
And he's pumped.
He is pumped up.
He's getting after it, man. Hey, special teams, that is a huge part of football. We talk about it every broadcast.
3 phases, right?
Every broadcast, 3 phases of the game. And when you get to this level, it absolutely matters. Matters in every game, but especially here. I've seen games won last year, Brophy down 2 tutties to Hamilton on this field on a Thursday night. Game-winning field goal to win it. So field goal, kickoffs, punts, returns, all matters, the highest level.
How about former Brophy football player, wideout and track star, Olympian Devin Allen on the Eagles roster, their game roster last week? That's pretty legit. McGinnis to the air, bubble screen to Camarada, and Camarada literally gets spiked to the turf. Wow. Little roughhouse in there for the Basha Bears. It looked as though it was Vince Lindsay that got Camarada, grabbed him, and then threw him down in a rude way.
Keeps the inside linebackers for Basha, Joe, just discipline. I really like the 1st down play call, especially a little RPO play action there. Good stock blocks from the receiver. Good gain on 1st down.
Lindsay shedding a block and then getting to the ball carrier. That was outstanding work. He had help. He definitely had help. This is a run play. Penalty markers thrown, but McGinnis got rid of it to Chambers. If you joined us late, Harrison Chambers last week in that win over Notre Dame Prep, in the Holy Bowl they call it, he had 20 carries for 98 yards, and he scored not once, not twice, but thrice, 3 times for Harrison. And he was also named the Peoria Subaru Player of the Week. Did you know that award existed?
I did not know, and thank you for telling me, but that's what I said. The last 2 weeks, he's been the dude, and he tough running there. Great job carrying about 3. He's only about 160 pounds, but carrying a couple would-be tacklers on his back and picks up a 15-yard personal foul face mask penalty to go with it.
Unsportsmanlike against Basha. McGinnis to the air. Looks right. Throws a good ball to the right side. Penalty marker comes in behind the play. Making the catch was Sharper. Dalen Sharper, and
Sharper with
with the
reception
coverage
by
for the Basha
Stamps.
Bears was Jamison Stamps as they work the right side of the football field.
And I think Stamp's gonna get hit with either holding or PI call as well. How about Sharper having a great second half there? You know what he's doing really well too? Just the timing routes with McGinnis, but just catching everything at its highest point. Sharper's doing a good job, and I stand corrected. I think this might be PI on Brophy. I think they're calling this back.
Interesting. We have that replay. See if we can't look at it again. But Dalen Sharper playing in his 4th game, 10 receptions for 150 yards and a touchdown. And so they do say the penalty will be on the Basha Bears, much to the chagrin of some of the contingents that were behind here. Good crowd, though.
Ref's just getting the steps in. They went back and forth there about twice. Going, hey, offense, not defense, but Sharper once again catching everything at its highest point. Impressive second half from the sophomore.
McGinnis gets the shotgun snap, play fake, sideline route. It's Sharper. He had a step on the defender. And that time McGinnis just too much gas on that throw, but a nice tight spiral and a good throw on the football, but he just missed. Maybe a little bit pumped up.
Good second burst too. He gets outside leverage on the defensive back, outside release, right up the sideline, and the second burst, really impressive. Sharper's gonna take a few plays off here, try to get some H2O, and McGinnis just missed. This is about the second time McGinnis just missed him just a tad bit too deep, Kevin.
He had a couple of steps on Jamison Stamps. This is man-to-man coverage here. Looks like the Bears will play. Miles Lockhart will line up against Camarada. McGinnis to the air again, looks left, flushed out, throws right, and the ball is thrown out of bounds. Nice catch by one of the Brophy coaches. High point that ball on the sidelines. 4:21 to go, clock will stop. It's 31-7. Basha has the lead.
Fastball is incomplete.
How about some other alums for Brophy? Elijah Warner playing college ball.
Starting. He started last year as a freshman for Temple.
The Owls.
The Owls, yeah, and now he's star number 1. Zach Swanson, one of the best defensive linemen I've ever seen in the state of Arizona. University of Texas defensive tackle now.
Outstanding. They also graduated David Lopez last year and defensive lineman David Sweeman. And we mentioned no Trey Markham. He just decided football wasn't his thing any longer. Brown starting to make some noise. There goes Chambers again, and Chambers runs into the line of scrimmage, and he got absolutely stonewalled. Almost an old-fashioned clothesline right there in the middle of the pile, and Chambers comes up a little bit shaken up. He'll have to shake off the cobwebs. And checking in for the Broncos to replace Chambers will be Brendan Luke. What a hit in the middle of the football field.
And I think he ran right into his own football player.
He might have.
Head on head, right into the back of his offensive lineman.
His offensive lineman got pushed back into him. That was interesting. Bears bring pressure with 3. This is the tailback, and it's Brendan Luke. And as he angles towards the 35-yard line on 4th down, Broncos trying to take more time off the clock and catch the Bears napping on the interior, and the Bears were right there to defend the play.
I am not, this is complete speculation, but I'm looking over the Brophy sideline, a couple of coaches throwing their hats down. I'm not sure they realized that was 4th down.
There's
about 4th and 8. It's a unique call naturally being 4th and long, inside zone. They pick up 7, but even you're trying to catch a defense that's fast and physical asleep, and they get 7 needed 8, but there's a couple coaches over there that I'm not necessarily sure they knew it was 4th and 8.
But that's what these coaches up here in the booth were thinking. That was an unorthodox type 4th and 7 type call, for sure. On the change of possession, the Basha Bears get the football back, stake to that 31-7 lead. Demond Williams Jr. snapping his knees. His pass is in and out of the hands of Gio Richardson. And here comes a flag, and that was a tardy flag coming in from Joel Seawald. And he indicates holding on the Basha Bears. That's a tough call because their line, it looks like it's Sam Garcia, who's the right guard tonight. Typically the right tackle, but all-region second-teamer Sam Garcia got his hand caught in the cookie jar there, Cody.
And we got some upset parents here on the Basha sideline. Unique call, just because it's a no-step drop when you're already 3 steps back in the shotgun, and just a stick route inside slot. Usually not fast enough to hold, but that is, I would guess, about the 4th or 5th penalty on this Basha offensive lineman for holding.
I would speculate it was the timing of the call. Incomplete pass.
Super late.
We're starting to go back to the huddle, and then here comes the flag. So I think it was the timing of the call, but who knows? Clock will stop at 3:28. Broncos look like they want to rush 4. Mardell Rowe. Pass on the crosser for Gio, spins, and he's still on his feet, looking for blockers. Gio to the near side, 35, 40, and he'll fall out of bounds at the 43-yard line, but a complete change of direction with the football was Gio Richardson.
Yeah, Jack Siebold just made a touchdown-saving tackle right there, because Gio Richardson shows his electrifying ability to reverse field, makes a spin, pivots and makes reverse field, and he was going to take that 80-plus yards to the house if Jack Siebold did not come right here for the shoelace tackle, because he had sideline and he had 60 yards straight of grass with no defenders in front of him if Siebold does not make that stop.
Big time play, just missing that shirt tail tackle was Dominic Mitchell. Again, low snap for the quarterback, Williams Jr., and he had Javery Mayberry running across the football field on a little crossing route, and it looked like that pass was, again, on time, on target. Just Javery Mayberry did corral it.
They cross, and they cross, and they slant, and they deep cross. It's all levels. You think of flood, 3 different levels going outside. They do all that in the middle of the field, and they do that with so many different schemes, so many different formations, but it's all pretty much the similar. It is just confusing for a secondary, especially doing it for 4 quarters. And they do it with every single receiver and tight end. That's what makes that Basha offense so deadly.
That's the benefit of running the offense at all 3 levels here for Chris McDonald. Empty set for Demond Williams Jr. He's going to take off and run. And for Demond Williams Jr., he gets to the 41, and he's going to be grabbed by the helmet. And there is a penalty marker thrown at the 40-yard line. It looks to be some sort of a face mask penalty against the Brophy Broncos. And their front 4 has been pretty impressive all night long. Devin Kennedy, Mardell Rowe, Brandon Byrne, Noah Hubbard. All those guys have had a pretty impressive game.
Yeah, and they had a good defensive call there. They spied with their inside backer, and they also brought one of their 2 deeps, Jack Siebold, down to the 10-yard line. The inside backer for Brophy just getting hand right on the face mask of Demond Williams, 15 yards and a first down.
So the unforced error will allow the Basha Bears to move up to the Bronco 42-yard line. They go back to Hardwick, and Hardwick, who scored a touchdown in this game, running right up the middle of the football field this time, and he runs right into that teeth of the defense, and they stymie him. Nothing doing.
Off the left side.
Forward progress will give him a yard, maybe 2. But there's some tough sledding in the interior for Hardwick.
I think it's time for the beef to eat, Kevin. This is the time where the up front guys for Basha moving the statues, owning the time of possession here in the second half with the 3-score lead.
Joseph Reed has checked in. He gets the call here, and he runs right into that same defensive front for Brophy, and they just push him back. Not much doing there for Joseph Reed. His first carry of the night. It's his 13th carry of the year. 12 for 62 for Reed, a 5.2 yard per carry average. That's not too bad.
It is not. And this is a Brophy defense that's riding high with confidence. They had just a crazy game 1 against Williamsfield, lost by a point, insane 2-point conversion to lose. On the roll, though, 4 wins from there, and their defense has really been the spotlight of this Brophy team.
Ball's marked on the 37-yard line of Brophy. 5 wide receiver package for Demond Williams Jr. He rolls to the far side, wants to throw. And now he stops, cuts inside, and he's going to be grabbed by Salome and thrown out of bounds. Nice tackle there in the open field by Alex Salome.
Williams, you know the keeper.
Salome with 40 tackles now. Began the game with 38. But for Salome, a nice job to kind of contain Demond Williams Jr. on that play.
Yeah, Salome and Dominic Mitchell, the junior defensive back, because contain was broken on the left side of field space, but the linebackers going sideline to sideline and hunting down one of the top players in the state. That's a heck of a player. That's a heck of a job by Dominic Mitchell, Camden Paulson, and Alex Salome out there for Brophy.
Outstanding defense to string them out. 4th down and 5 from the Brophy Prep 37-yard line. Hardwick has checked in. He's to the left of Demond Williams Jr. The pass is thrown over the middle of the football field, making the catch just outside the numbers is Mason Aaron, and there are flags coming from the secondary and behind Demond Williams Jr. They're coming from all over the place, Cody.
Yeah, it might have a holding. It might be offsetting. We might have to redo this. We got a hold, definitely a hold on that. Great replay once again. Our staff on that is
On
doing
fire
such
tonight.
a great job. That's going to be a hold on the receiver stock block. We might have a hold in the backfield, and so it will not be offsetting. It'll look like a 4th and 15 for Basha. See if they elect to go for it again or they punt. For sure, holding on the receiver after the catch.
We mentioned Coach Mack, the 6A Conference Coach of the Year last year, as well as the Premier Region Coach of the Year. In his 6th year for Coach McDonald, 42-18. Just been outstanding at his craft.
Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of penalties.
So it's going to be offsetting penalties, as Cody informed you that it could very well be. And with that, it looks as though that Chris McDonald will elect to punt.
I think first punt of the game for the Basha Bears.
For the Basha Bears. We've seen Eddie Jetton punt a couple times. So on to punt for Basha. You wouldn't believe it if I didn't have a number 20 on my list.
No way. Oh, I also do not have one. Perfect. There's always one a game.
Has to be that way.
Unanimous punter gotten at halftime for Basha.
Cree Thomas and Camarada back. And the punt off the side of the foot, but it takes a Basha bounce. And it will be marked out around the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. And that's where Brophy will get the football back, and they'll bring out their quarterback, Charlie McGinnis.
Hey, big thank you to State Farm and Kevin Cunningham. He's your local State Farm agent.
McGinnis, a 65% completion percentage for the Broncos. 79-120, 942 yards, 11 touchdowns, just 2 picks. He's a much improved player from 1 year ago today.
I would say they have won the second half, too. They won the second half, not just with point differential, but just the way the defense is playing, holding strong, really containing Damon, doing a good job on winning first down. And the offense, they've shown that they can move the rock, getting first downs, getting a touchdown, too.
Harrison Chambers is back on the football field here right next to Charlie McGinnis. Play fake for McGinnis. Looking for the deep ball near sideline, and the ball is incomplete. He wanted Nathan Benzie. Providing the coverage for the Basha Bears was DJ Jamin, and it looked like that ball was just too long, overthrown.
Too long, but good placement and a good read, because Miles Lockhart, as you could see on our replay right there, coming from that deep boundary safety, comes into the box expecting a first down inside zone run. They take the one-on-one shot, and if you're going to miss deep, or if you're going to miss, you're going to miss deep. So nice throw by McGinnis.
Love that play call and the play fake and the execution of it. They just misfired. Chambers again on that left side. They like to run that play. It worked for 45 to begin the second half. And this time, just too many Basha Bears there, including Jordan Howard and company. Howard, 6'2", 230, a defensive lineman, a senior, getting things done for Coach Mack.
And he's a Central Michigan commit. Just another Division I talent out here playing in the Thursday Night Lights Zone 48 network broadcast.
36 minutes are ancient history here at Jim Wall Stadium on the campus of Basha High School. As we move to the fourth quarter, our score, the Basha Bears 31, the Brophy Broncos 7. We're going to take a break and pay a few bills. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network, presented by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Make the most of summer with a new Toyota.
We want the Great Tacoma.
Great Tacoma coming in hot.
On it! Highlander Hybrid.
Highlander Hybrid on the double hang.
Here we go. That Red RAV4.
Run a Red RAV4.
Hit the deck.
Now that's how you holler.
Right now, lease a new 2023 Tacoma for just $329 a month. Or get low 3.99% APR financing on Tacoma, Camry, Highlander, and more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Make every day game day and never miss a moment from your favorite team with the AZ Preps 365 Live High School Sports app. The official app for all Arizona high school sports teams gives fans instant access to up-to-the-minute scores, news, highlights, and much more. Customize the app to fit your needs, whether you're a student, coach, parent, or player. Download it now for free. Available in both the Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Quarter number 4 commences right now. 3rd down and 9 for McGinnis on a play fake. Here comes Dantzler off the edge. McGinnis escapes the pressure, throws the deep ball down the middle of the football field, and the ball is incomplete. Penalty marker thrown. They wanted Jax Ryan, and there's a flag at the 45-yard line. Nice job there by McGinnis to avoid getting sacked, but again, Dantzler in that backfield all game long.
Yeah, here's a tough call here because they're going to go PI and the white hat. One of the officials in the back also threw his hat down, and I think we're going to get a after the play unsportsmanlike conduct on one of the Basha Bears, but McInnes slings it with seeing pressure. PI thinks coming. Actually, I thought the defensive back, and that's number 12, that's Vince Lindsay. I didn't think he turned after that replay. He actually did turn and look for the football. That's the first penalty, and then I think they're going to get another Basha football player for a after the play unsportsmanlike conduct.
Vince Lindsay's had himself a nice game. I tell you what, Jack Blyer put a shot on Charlie McGinnis. Our crews might have caught the tail end of that, but Jack Blyer might have come in there on the hunt, and he delivered a shot on Charlie McGinnis. I don't think that had any factor on this play. So after the pass interference that we know of, there might have been 2 penalties on that play, Cody. I think you're absolutely right, because they moved up about 30 yards. Now Brophy has the football on the Basha Bear 48-yard line. Bears holding on to that 31-7 lead. The only touchdown of the night for Brophy is a 1-yard touchdown plunge from Charlie McGinnis. His 6th rushing touchdown of the season. So clock is stopped with 11:52 to go in the 4th stanza. 1st and 10 from the Bear 48-yard line. McGinnis, deep ball, far sideline. The ball is incomplete. Once again, he wanted Nathan Benzie, and with some solid coverage for the Basha Bears, that was DJ Jamin.
Yeah, DJ's doing a great job once again playing hip pocket, playing on top of the receiver, turning, looking for the football. He has been in perfect placement about 3 or 4 times now on those fly routes. Once again, this is a player coming off an ACL injury back in January, back in the 7 scene, doing a great job here tonight.
Here's the flip to Chambers, and Chambers is going to get rocked in the backfield. Right there, making the play was Jack Blyer. Unassisted, a solo tackle and another TFL for Jack Blyer, and he is playing the linebacker position with authority, physicality, and he plays with that cerebral approach. He's outstanding.
Reading his keys, fast and efficient, scraping over the top, planting his foot, driving his hips through contact. That is textbook linebacker play from the Basha senior, Jack Blyer.
Loss of 3, McGinnis back to throw again. Slides to his left, throws to the far sideline, and making the catch was Nathan Benzie. He's close to the line to gain, and it's all about the spot. I believe he's going to be shy about a yard, but that was a heck of a play by Charlie McGinnis. Again on the rollout to the left, and then he threw a strike to his new favorite target on this series, Nathan Benzie.
That's the 3rd time McGinnis has looked boundary side, worked back towards the field, and thrown an absolute strike right in the chest of his receiver on a deep comeback.
4th and 1. McGinnis to Chambers. Chambers runs into his own guy, and then he's grabbed and thrown for the first down by DJ Jamin. So that's the 2nd time in this second half we've seen Chambers run into his own guy. You don't see that happen very often.
Not at all, and I'm looking at the spot. I don't know if they gave him that second kick. No, they did. They're going to move the chains. But he did. Runs right into the guard, and you're exactly correct. DJ slings him over past. Nice tackle by DJ, but the second effort from the sophomore tailback picks up the first for the Broncos.
Tell you what, if you can ISO at home, right tackle 77 Logan Powell, an absolute dude for the Brophy Broncos. Play fake again. Double move for McGinnis from the pocket. He throws over the middle of the field, and the ball is caught by Camarada. And he finally gets slammed to the turf around the 25-yard line. Another outstanding assist that time, or solo for Jack Blyer, but he made the stop.
And that's a great job by McGinnis because they want to go hitch and go with the outside receiver. It was not there. Basha also flanks over for a 2 deep, so he finds the spot, curl from Camarada, and he picks up another Broncos first down.
You've mentioned it before, but sideline to sideline, Jack Blyer having himself a night here at Jim Wall Stadium. McGinnis back to throw, looking left, stays left, throws, and the ball is caught by Camarada inside the 15-yard line. All kinds of whistles. And Joel Seawald looking for some help with the line judge. Umpire's just now getting the football back, but let's see what the call is. Another outstanding throw by McGinnis to the outside.
That's a heck of a throw by McGinnis because he had pressure in his face, backside from Eli Cronin. Looks like this ball's coming back. That is a heck of a throw by McGinnis. Tremendous ball. I don't know what the call is here. They said sideline warning.
I didn't see the flags.
That should be, if that's a side, that's a completed pass.
It was.
So, I'm
one of the better offensive plays of the night.
Yeah, that was a great throw by McGinnis. Brophy's confused. Jason Joel's over there in the ref's ear.
Christian Camarada made a nice catch, and it was no question about whether his feet were in bounds. He had plenty of real estate to work with. Let's look at it again. McGinnis got hit as he delivered the football once again.
Yeah, it's not even close. He is in. It's a catch, and the flag was a sideline warning on Basha. That should be a completed pass. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a completed pass. Yeah, it's first down. A little confusion there from our officiating
the
crew.
most important thing is that they get it right.
Yes.
And they did just that. So great job by the officiating crew. Now you get the Basha fan base who doesn't agree with that. Now here's what's interesting. They moved the ball further than where the ball was caught. So that's what we don't necessarily understand what has happened here. Well, we do know it's now 1st and goal to go on what looks like it's the 9-yard line for McGinnis. He's got Chambers to his right. He's got Sharper with single coverage just inside the numbers. Camarada in motion to the right. Snap back from McGinnis. He looks left all the way. He fires left, and the ball is batted down and nearly intercepted by the Basha Bears.
I think we're going to get another either PI or holding call in the Basha secondary. And it's going to be one of those hooks as we get a replay here. They got single coverage on the backside, go backside slant, and yeah, they're going to get him from the hook on the backside. It's just refs target that backhand. It's former defensive back. You're just trying to get positioning. It's so tough. They look for that backhand, but just naturally it's so tough, and I think they're going to get Basha again for that.
So that'll be another penalty against the Bears. That brings us to a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Chambers is the tailback. Play fake. McGinnis is going to take off and run. McGinnis to the goal line. He scores a touchdown. Charlie McGinnis, the second time tonight, he's in the box for 6 points for the Brophy Prep Broncos.
The senior dual-threat quarterback with a tremendous showing here in the second half, showing some serious heart, taking the pressure from the backside. He looks at, eludes pressure, decides to tuck it and run, and bulldozes his way into the end zone. 4-6. Brophy's offense coming alive here in the second half, Kevin.
Love the run by McGinnis as he slammed into the end zone for the second time tonight. He now has 7 rushing touchdowns and leads the team for the Broncos. Now Coach Jewell has elected to go for 2. He's got Sharper with single coverage to the near side again. This is going to be Chambers, and Chambers runs a little counter, and he gets stuffed. Nothing doing at all. It looked like Brody Jones was there to make the stop. And how about Brody Jones? He is a brute defender. And when you look at the
Broncos of Brophy 13, your Basha Bears.
The bloodline that Brody Jones comes from, his mom is quite the specimen. She is a Olympic. What do you say? She's an Olympic bodybuilding champion.
She's Miss Olympian. Brody Jones shedding off the block and making a huge stop on the 2-point conversion.
So with 9:48 to go in this 4th quarter, the Bears lead it 31-13. Charlie McGinnis in the end zone twice. And how about for both quarterbacks, they've combined to rush for 5 touchdowns here. 5 rushing touchdowns. We haven't seen anything through the air just yet.
No, big time performance though from Brophy offensively. They really needed that 2-point conversion. I don't hate the call though. Do not hate the call, bulking up. But if you're going to block somebody, Brody Jones, better be high on that list.
Cody, we're now this is the first game of week 7, if you will. So we're on that second half. A lot of region play will begin. When you start to think about the Ed Doherty Award or the Heisman Trophy of the high school circuit, if you will, where does Damon Williams Jr. fit in your eyes?
1 or 2, him and Navi Bruzon.
That's it, right? It's one of those 2 guys. And that kick, an onside attempt, will go out of bounds, which will result in a procedure penalty against the Brophy Broncos. Brophy, a playoff participant a year ago, a first-round exit at the hands of head coach Kyle Enders and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. So Brophy could very well be 5-0 if they hadn't lost to Williamsfield, and that game came down to a Blackhawk final drive to win that game.
That was a tremendous playoff game a year ago, right? There was like 3 or 4 defensive touchdowns on both sides of the game, and that Red Mountain team was a loaded group. And they're still pretty darn good right now, too. They pounded Williamsfield last week.
So well coached. Simon Lopez, a gifted dual-threat quarterback, but their linebackers, as we've talked about an awful lot, led by Champ Jennings, some of the best in the business, some of the best in the state right now. Basha with the football. They begin this drive from the Bronco 40-yard line. And this is Reed again. Reed to the second level, and Reed will pick up about 9 yards running right up the gut of the Brophy Broncos.
Told you this past quarter, it's time for the beef to eat. Establishing the line of scrimmage. Let Damon Williams just hand it off on a lot of inside zones. Wouldn't be surprised if they do some quarterback counters and powers with them as well. Get him out into space, picking up some first downs, but let the big dudes up front get after it here in the second half.
Damon Williams Jr. remains at quarterback. Back to Reed. Reed will run along the near hash marks, pick up some first down yardage. And let's see who made the play for the Brophy Broncos. Making that play for Brophy, that time was Mardell Rowe, and he's a little bit slow to get up. For Rowe, an all-region second-team performer for Brophy Prep out of the 6A Central region. Mardell, one of those young men that has all kinds of offers from all kinds of schools, all FBS schools, Power 5, the whole enchilada. Mardell Rowe has a chance to play at the next level for sure. Williams Jr. to Chisley, and Chisley runs right into the defense. Nice defensive play. This time it was Joshua Finch Logan making his 11th tackle of the season, playing that nose tackle position. Just a sophomore, Cody, in the middle.
6'1", 280, getting after it, shedding the block, making the tackle. And for Brophy, 31-13, good showing, because this is a Basha team last couple weeks against Mountain View, against O'Connor, running clock immediately. So for Brophy to be in the position right here, I know moral victories, right? Not too much a thing. Always want to get a win. It's a great showing by the defense.
Hey, they're trying to go, all 12 rounds in this heavyweight bout. Maybe technical knockout, they'll get him, but that's it. Williams Jr. wants to pass. And this time he's going to get sacked. Damon Williams Jr. gets dropped in the backfield. We go right back to Joshua Finch Logan. He got there again.
Yep, the sophomore and a senior linebacker, Alex Salome, coming up to make the play. Fundamentally sound. They have given up 3 points. 3 points in this second half, bottling up Damon Williams. No big passing game. It is a huge, huge accomplishment from this Brophy defense here in the third and fourth quarter.
It should be noted that the Broncos are playing without one of their better linebackers. Bastian Vandenbosch, he's out tonight. They hope to have him back, but Vandenbosch, 15 tackles, 6'1", 190, a sophomore. His brother is the junior varsity quarterback for Brophy College Prep. That's Case Vandenbosch. And that play is taken to the near boundary. Billy Eastep over there to greet Mr. Hardwick. And we've talked about and highlighted Billy Eastep early in the first half, and he just has all the tools that the college scouts and even the pro scouts love, his ability to play tackle football.
Senior captain, played two deep safety his entire career, out all of last year with an injury. Comes in senior year, they move him to boundary corner. He shut down Cooper Perry last week. Perry, one of the best players in the country, 5 catches, 16 yards. And Billy Eastep made his presence felt immediately in this ball game. He can cover. He tackles so well. You talk about his frame. He checks all the boxes.
Yes, he does.
And something we did not talk about, 4.7 GPA. That is a reason why he is going to Yale.
Yale. He will be a star in the Harvard-Yale game.
And he'll make connections and make lots of money with that Yale degree one day. Billy Eastep, very bright future.
4th and 14 from the Bronco 31-yard line. Empty set for Damon Williams Jr. Now there's just frustration as, in this case, Coach McDonald has elected to take a timeout. So with 6:28 to go, I'm going to take this time to acknowledge my broadcast partner and give him some props and a little love. Saw him with a little cameo appearance on the Basha Bears. What do we call that? The Basha Bears.
It's the AZ Central Spotlight that they're doing, where they feature a team. And I think I went to the studio like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the crew that's doing it, tremendous job.
Absolutely,
like,
fantastic.
Patrick Breen, one of the top photographers, the producer, just pros of the pros. And for them to choose, I think it's their 3rd year doing this, where they spotlight a high school team. When you think of how cool that is for a lot of the high school athletes.
They should all do it.
What we always talk about, we do this to promote high school talent in the state of Arizona, and it's so special here. And heck, there's so many networks and companies who do it. So what they're doing is amazing. And the good thing is, Kevin, I think they just came out with episode 3. I think we're going to be on episode 4 because we had a faux tag on us for quarter 1. So I get the cameo, and you get the next one.
Oh.
Quarter 4, here we go, big time.
We'll take it. I just think the presentation of it all has been well done. And you saw Jose Garcia in there, and just some great shots from Coach McDonald, and the behind-the-scenes look. It's very, very impressive. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, it's a 20-minute watch. It's fantastic. Williams Jr. with that knee-high snap. Escapes the pressure initially, and he can't get away entirely. Brophy Prep with the sack. It's Colin Aramian, and he gets to the cornerback the second time tonight that Devon Williams Jr. gets sacked. And for Brophy Prep, no quit in this Jason Jewell-led group. They continue to play football here despite being down 31-13.
And the senior edge rusher, Devin Kennedy, the Iowa commit, he stays outside leverage. We talk about gap discipline, understanding you cannot let Damon Williams get outside you. So it forced Damon Williams in right into the chest of the backer who was spying. Brophy's defense has balled out big time in this second half, Kevin.
They really have played lights-out football. Dalen Sharper lines up along the numbers to the near side. McGinnis, play fake, wants Sharper this way on the boundary. Ball's caught by Dalen Sharper at the 31-yard line, and they'll spot the football at the 28-yard line of Basha. Another beautifully thrown ball by Charlie McGinnis, and a better catch by Dalen Sharper that time.
Dalen Sharper utilizing his frame, catching the pass at its highest point. McGinnis, heck of a throw, outside the numbers, perfect dime. Great pitch and catch from the senior to sophomore phenom wide receiver.
Dalen Sharper having a coming out party here tonight against Basha. Going right back to Dalen, and this time the ball is nearly intercepted. For the first time tonight, McGinnis just missed fire there. Nice coverage by Fabo Hardwick. So they made an adjustment there, and it was Hardwick who defended or tried to defend Dalen Sharper. That time the ball was thrown in a way that Hardwick could have intercepted the ball.
Threw it inside. The last couple passes, he's throwing it deep outside where only his receiver can get it. Threw it inside there, tough spot. Also facing some pressure, throwing on his back foot there.
Last play good for about 35 yards. There goes Camarada back to the other side. 4 wide receivers here for Charlie McGinnis. Chambers remains in at tailback. They play fake it, and the ball's batted down. It's Dantzler again. There's nothing that McGinnis can do. An all-out blitz. And Dantzler got his mitts up there and sent that ball over to the next county.
Blue Dantzler, big-time disruptor tonight in this ball game, getting his paws on the football and batting down the second down pass. I am really impressed with Dantzler. One of those players that Coach Mack told us was really coming into his own defensively, catching up to the game speed, played some frost off, played on some JV last season as a sophomore. Frame-wise, speed-wise, it's all coming in unison. He's having a heck of a game here tonight.
He is showing up, and he has showed out. Trey Knox has checked in at cornerback. He will defend Nathan Benzie. 3rd down and 10 for McGinnis. Flush out of the pocket. He can't escape it this time. He gets sacked on the play by Jordan Howard. And Jordan Howard in this 4th quarter has made 2 huge plays for the Basha Bear defense.
The senior Central Michigan commit getting it done, shedding off the block, and wrapping up McGinnis for the big 3rd down sack.
What is that, the Chippewas?
The Chippewas, yes, sir.
They're
Central
getting
Michigan.
a dude. They're getting a dude.
Was about to have Lennox Lawson last year.
Yes.
Before the late in-state flip to the Sun Devils.
That's the one reason I know it's the Chippewas, because Lennox Lawson was on his way there to Central Michigan. 4th down in a trolley ride here for Charlie McGinnis. Play fake. Pressure up the middle. Rolling to the near side. He's going to have to dump it off and throw it out of bounds. Applying the pressure was Jack Dwyer. Who else? Jack Dwyer has been Junior Seau-esque tonight from one sideline to the other for 3 quarters and some change this evening. He's been just an absolute stud.
Kevin, not a good set as a quarterback on 4th down when you have Jack Dwyer, Blue Dantzler, and Jordan Howard breathing down your neck, and that's all he could have done. No receiver was open. It's tough. 4th down, you always want to give your receivers a spot. Nowhere for McGinnis to go there. Basha defense holding strong.
Some of the fans will start to file out as they think this one's in the deep freeze, if you will. It's 31-13. Change of possession. We go back to Chisley. Chisley wide open in the secondary at the 50, at the 40, and he'll be grabbed inside the 30-yard line and thrown down by Dominic Mitchell. Then Corey Chisley with his best one tonight, right up the gut again.
Saw the speed, saw the power between the tackles, dragging would-be tacklers for another 5 to 10 yards. Corey Chisley got it done as a lead blocker for the first 2 touchdowns for Damon Williams, and now showing his burst of speed as a running back in the backfield. Good showing from the 5'7" senior tailback.
Unofficially a gain of 40 yards for Chisley. Ball now on the Bronco 30-yard line. They will bring pressure with 4. They stem towards the middle of the football field, and now we're going to get flags. And, you know, that stemming always seems to get an offensive lineman to move. And they initiate procedure in the interior. So it looked like the left guard for the Basha Bears might have moved a nudge. Tavita Kale, 6'3", 275. Another one of those guys, those hogs up front, Cody Cameron.
Yes, sir, and this is where you got to get them going. This is called the finishing drive here if Basha can milk the last 4 minutes of this game on the clock.
Aaron locked up with Billy Eastep across from him at the 30-yard line. Snap back. This is a running play as Damon Williams Jr. put the ball into the hands of his tailback. Getting the work here in the 4th quarter is Joseph Reed. And Reed picks up about, we'll call it 3 yards. Clock running inside, 4 minutes to play.
So let me ask you, Kevin, what do you make of this Brophy team? Because defensively, giving up 28 in the first half and holding true to 3 here, I'm impressed, especially with the front 7. Especially with the front 7.
You certainly like the idea that everybody comes into this game wanting a shot at Basha and wanting to keep their open hopes alive. Well, a win would have done that for Brophy. And now you start to think about what could very well may be, but I'm sure the open's still a possibility, but the chances are less likely with that second loss for Brophy. However, the 6A conference is right there, and when you start to think what Highland's done the last 2 years in the 6A conference, they're back-to-back state champions, so it can be done, and they're on the right path with Jason Jewell.
And having meetings with Kyle Enders and Brock Farrell and Jewell yesterday, everybody's, because now we're in thinking, we're already halfway through the season, which is incredible. I mean, just in the blink of an eye. And
it's a lot of
and what Highland has proven the last 2-3 years is a 7-3 6A team, no matter what, will be on the bubble. Doesn't matter strength of schedule. A 9-1, 10-0 5A team, the computer usually likes them more.
Facts.
So whether you like it or not, it is what it is with the computers.
Hardwick with the carry, and Hardwick into that second level, and everybody's just holding on for dear life. And look at them push the pile. That offensive line, no quit. One of those guys, Sam Garcia, getting it done.
Sam Garcia and the senior center, the captain, and the rock of the Basha offensive line, Cade Price, working to the second level, pummeling some inside backers, and moving the beef's moving out here on one of the last drives of the game for this Basha offense.
They'll get 9. How about that, Cade Price, 5'11", 265. Well, for Damon Williams Jr., all-conference in the 6A a year ago, Premier Region Player of the Year. He has been as advertised.
And they got him to jump, Kevin. Got him to jump on the hard count, and that is probably going to do it there. On a 4th and 1, Damon Williams, Aaron Rodgers-esque hard count, getting Brophy's right side to jump, getting the first down.
And when you just look at that small deal, if you will, just the ability to use the hard count effectively, that's another impressive attribute for Damon Williams Jr.
There's so many things where you look at his game, and with his arm strength, how fundamentally sound he is, his mechanics, it's going to translate so well. And we're really looking at a potential day one starter here, in which will be not the Pac-12, the Big 12, going into 2024.
It doesn't get mentioned enough, but Damon Williams Jr., another one of those guys that has a relationship with Jesus Christ, and it's pretty impressive what this young man has done at such a young age and how mature he is. So we got a bad snap, and that ball was essentially fumbled into the line of scrimmage, and the Brophy Broncos will recover it. So with 61 seconds to go, Charlie McGinnis will come back on the field, and he'll have to go 78 yards to try to punch it in and keep this game going.
Well, it would have just taken two knees. I don't know if Brophy once again on the scoreboard has all 3 timeouts. I'm not sure they were going to call any timeouts there, and now they have another shot to cut the lead down here in this football game.
Brophy Prep had made 14 straight second season appearances from 2003 to 2016. So it's a winning program. Scooter Molander, all kinds of tremendous coaches over the years. Tim Sanford, goes on and on. What a program at Brophy Prep. A shout out to our guy John Aaron. He's the voice of Brophy Prep football at Central High School and does a great job assisting Jason Jewell. McGinnis from the pocket, and he rifles a pass far side, and it looked as though the intended target was Nathan Benzie, and that ball falls incomplete. So with 38.5 seconds to go, the Basha Bears are going to win this football game. They'll win their 4th consecutive game. And for Brophy, they would fall and have their 4-game winning streak snapped at the hands of the Basha Bears. They would fall to 4-2 for a program established back in 1928. There goes Chambers up the middle, and he continues to run hard. That's one thing about this running back, Harrison Chambers. He's ran hard all evening long.
There's a lot of positives here from this Brophy team. They got some good young talent, some senior leadership. The front 7 and secondary played phenomenal tonight. It's good showing from the Broncos program.
McGinnis back out to Sharper as Dalen Sharper having himself a phenomenal evening. And just another weapon for Brophy that's developed right here tonight on the Thursday night lights. So a completed pass to Sharper. Clock rolls inside 15 seconds ago. McGinnis looks left, zips a pass that way, out to Benzie, slips one tackle, fumbles the football, and the ball will be, we'll find out. It looked like it was going to be a situation where DJ Jamin was going to pick it up and run it in the end zone. I thought we had a potential of a scoop and score right there, but that will be our final play of the game here at Jim Mall Stadium on the campus of Basha High School, where the Basha Bears win it 31-13 behind their sensational quarterback, Damon Williams Jr. 3 rushing touchdowns for him tonight, and he continues to impress for Damon Williams Jr. now. 9 rushing touchdowns on the campaign, and I mentioned his career numbers. He is just absolutely, seemingly going to rewrite the history book for the Basha Bears. 31 career rushing touchdowns for him, and that's just a big number.
Well, in a night where the air attack, right, wasn't predominantly there, because Brophy did a really good job of keeping things in front of them. You know, some of the crosses, Damon hit deep a little bit, but we're not talking the explosive 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown passes that we come so accustomed to Damon Williams to make, but Basha with the game plan of Damon Williams utilizing his legs, a lot of quarterback draw, some quarterback power, and how about Corey Chisley, couple lead blocks, running powerful between the tackles. Offensively, that way in the first half, really impressive for Basha. Getting it done immediately, 28-0, but no quit in this Brophy Broncos team. I think they're a really well-coached group, and when you look at their region with Corona del Sol, Mount Point, Desert Vista, who I think all 3 of those teams are the next 3 opponents after a bye week, all winnable. I would say Brophy would be favored in those, so they dropped 4-2, but they will not face another team like this the rest of the way on their schedule, so they are battle-tested heading into region play.
They played well. They really had a fantastic game. And let's give a little credit to the Basha Bear defense for Brophy entering play with 38.5-point game average, held to just 13 points here tonight. So the Basha Bears defense, boy, Mr. Dantzler, among others, they played well, and they got after the quarterback this evening.
Yeah, the front seven is violent. They are fast to the football, and they're going to be ready to rock now, too, because they have been battle-tested. They played Highland. They've played Saguaro, and it is party time coming up for the Bears, Kevin, because they go, I believe they might have by now. They go by, and they go premier region play, one of the best regions in the country. Hamilton, Chandler, Castile, Perry, loaded group. I believe the premier region right now only has 3 losses out of all the teams in there. It's party time.
And Coach Ortiz has the Perry Pumas back.
Yep.
With the Diesel at quarterback. Those guys have been very impressive as well. One other note, if we didn't get out of here and mention Jack Blyer one more time, if you had to give a player of the game offensively, Damon Williams Jr. seems like he fits the bill, unless Corey Chisley is your guy there. But no question about it, defensively, player of the game, it has to be Jack Blyer. A couple of sacks for him, some TFLs. He was magnificent, and that's a good smile to have anytime you can get that kind of smile, Cody. I'll take that smile all day long. Thank you very much.
Violence, and Jack Blair was the one who said it in the documentary with AZ Central.
Nasty.
He goes, I'm a nasty football player. I want to be known for my violence. He's just a tremendous football player, and he works so well in that group where it's see ball, get ball. He's a filler, tremendous tackler. He is a stud of a football player. He's going to have a bright future, and whatever he decides to attend at the next level.
We've got a whole bunch of people to thank before we part ways. I want to thank our technical director, Mr. Greg Jones, Joey Mascaro, our on-field cinematographer, Stos up here in the booth with us, and my guy to my left, Mr. Cody T. Cameron. It's been a fantastic game with the Basha Bears win it 31-13. Basha now improves to 5-1 overall. Brophy College Prep drops to 4-2, and it has been a ton of fun for our outstanding broadcast crew. I'm Kevin Derryberry. Until next time, so long for now.